mate. Shatter like Pico and Earthquake. The body ever with my work rate. These cursed blades that do me you all to a worse fate. Surprise you like a birthday. I hurt, maim, need first aid. You want the shaft, then I guess I'm taking you to third base. Beats with my weapon strength immense like gorillas. Cut down in a second, one-man army gorilla. Scary, no thriller, I'm stronger than imagine. Kill the beat, but turn around and be like nothing happened.
Oh, you don't want it with the prince. Put you on your knees, man, there's levels to the shit, that's real. Bunch of Mr. Saiyans in this bitch. Kill a petty vapor, bring him back to hold the tip. Call that Dragon Balls. Focus mind like I'm overdosed on Adderall. Royal blood, turn the greatest in the catalog. They can call me number 2. I create the greatest, tell me who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm cut from a different fabric. It's shocking when you spot him, I was bred for the static. It's tragic when it happened. I'm bred to be a savage. Y'all yapping? Think you got heart, then stare at it. Know it's Godspeed, how I move when I smack you. Lose your head if you thinking I'm the one to talk back to. Assassin, how I move, kill you without a trace. Ain't talking yo-yos when I string rounds to your face.
Brigeki with my lyrics and obelisk in my physics. I'm a monster reborn and I'm here with a vengeance. And then I gentle on these bitches cause I don't fall for these thirst traps. Write it and I spit it, ain't no need for these rehearsed raps. Blue Eyes 3 has the smirk of a crook. Y'all motherfuckers just tunes cause you go by the book. Pot of greed, make money till I overdose. I kill my friends just to kill you, call me King Barbaros.
Like you down harder than myself, make my hands sore. Had you turn, now it's back to me, that's a chance ball. A whole power split second, pick an option, a control tower that you call like Houston if you have a problem. Look at the wrist, better get hit, I tend to get pissed if ever they miss. Can't keep up with me, just go be something, don't quit. Orange black combo, shorty flies when I let him jump. Kageyama shitting on the mic, that's a set of dumb.
Freeze! Who wants to dance with the ice queen? I go from 100 to absolute 0 ice cream. It's not the scoreboard, a temperature to the thousand. Your blood warm here, here's the finisher. Big things come in small packages. They think that I'm fun size till I open this third eye. This gang tie, banish your soul from society. Leave your body in 13 divisions for trying me.
It's Bakugo, my pressure got the ops on the ropes. Rest in peace to the goat, but I'm popping the smoke. I'm just trying to make a name, ain't no time to be slow. Villains say they beating me, need to stop with the jokes. Since my rival got chosen, I'm not losing focus. Deku got me heated, don't get caught in the explosion. All I need is power and strength. I got a vision and I never needed help. I'ma do it myself.
すごいだろ俺は勝負だ巨突猛進今すぐだ足開いのスケート defeat you with crossblades a beast in the cosplay these demons are not safe man now with no kill the most skill I go kill mountain only till they mow hills I headbutt your whole still I'm so pig-headed I kick you for no reason I'm on a cook here as long as this beast breathing
you know that I gotta protect what's mine got the spirit of wind in my relatives by my side I've been raw got that grimoire know I make a match tragic black magic keep you wheezing like an asthmatic I keep this brief if it's beef you mince me trust me you don't want to see my brother with that fifth lead listen up power levels never get the buff I'm not stopping I'm not moving and I'm never giving up you know
redhead rock star no redemption deaded with a bow we call it black star when it comes to felon yellow posy is a monster pulling shooting seconds with no questions like a cop car red and blue together, feel the murder intent. The BB gun, plastic plaster in the back of your head. Cause clues loose, I'm cuckoo, but action's intense. Only school kid to school you, you're actually dead.
Everything I do is calculated, hide the fear, commandeer, and use my wits to compensate and make it clear if they appear. I've got lots of patience waiting, I'll be here to persevere. And don't you try to get up here and interfere with my career. I really hate to lose, that won't be me. I play for keeps, honestly fuck the rules. Maybe cheeks, tucks, keep to see me as a tool. I'm the key, best believe, get me a sugar cube. Need something sweet for victories, yeah.
This G-Gon, make it be gone with a P-on. These P-ons, they're too weak to the B-pons. Got them all down like a neat line. I got the steel in hand, metal with me, then you're finished. Cause you're about to get the business like retailers during Christmas. I've been in the cut, why you think I'm packing the blade? I'll chop your top off like a barber when you catching the fade. Now all eyes on me, yeah, my demon form is dashing. You know I keep the heat on fire on you with the drag.
Your meat ain't a feast, it's a B-class waste. I'm elite, not a piece, I'm the whole damn cake. Just a cheat, no heat, know nothing about taste. Take a seat, here's a treat and a lesson from an ace. Gotta leave people pleased, your dish is simply just a tease. You ain't doing it right if they ain't weak at the knees. Got every person lesson from the work of my tongue. You know, girls are breast if you just deliver for once.
I'm about to kill the village, and my brother won't be changing the story. Something shocking gonna flash on the arm. You would've thought that I screamed Chidori. Whole style, cartoon. They don't see I'm fire, y'all. Sharingan or Renegon. See the way that I evolve, Kieran. Cancer medic ninja, stop your harm. Got more eyes on me than Danzo arm. Every time I black flame, like I'm Metarasu. I'm vengeance. Hard body, peep the Susanu.
All right, everybody. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed that. Sen will be on later. Toy Bounty Hunter should be able to make it on. And then next week, we'll be having Yellow Flash on. I did get that confirmed with him. And maybe Tug. But yeah, no, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, tonight we're going to be having a little bit of fun. I want to talk about a couple things. First off, thank you for the super chat, Simply Small Engine Repair. I have time today to watch the stream. That is amazing. Good job. Good on you, man. I really appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate you being here. We're going to be reviewing the this absolutely surgical takedown of Vaush. Here's the crazy thing, right? Okay. I'll say it when we get to the video, but like it's really fucking impressive. It's really impressive. We want said, well, then wait for him to come on. Hey Alpharus, you want on for the Vaush video? Let me know. I guess I need to change my name to Crows of Judgment because tonight I was late. I was not late tonight though. So you keep that name, and from now on, Yokai Dragon will be how we define someone who is late. John, how you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, just making sure my microphone was giving me trouble before. So, what's up?
Crow's pronouncing Vaush kind of whack, though. I don't know what you mean, man. Bring on the Russ. If he wants on, he can come on. Okay, so there was okay. No, I want to talk about the other news stories first. I do this all the time. I get so distracted, and then I miss talking about things that I really want to talk about. Okay, let's see. First thing, Shang-Chi. Okay, because I talked about this, and I did not like the way that they were marketing the movie. Right, like I really didn't like the way the movie was being marketed. And I think I talked to you about this. I said that I was a fan of the idea of it in the sense that I like kung fu movies. I really fucking do. And so I went to go see it with my wife, and I was dead ass fucking tired. Right, I've been working. I didn't sleep much the couple nights before, but I really wanted to go see the movie. I was dozing off as it was playing, and my wife kept like waking me up. But what I do remember was actually pretty good. I liked the action scenes in it. Some of the stuff was a little kind of cringe, but yeah, no, I thought it was okay. It was definitely like when I look at the Marvel films, the worst Marvel films for me are Thor 2 and Captain Marvel. Like those movies are just absolutely fucking irredeemable for me. This was definitely better. I'd say it was probably on the level of Ant-Man for me, which I mean, like is what it is. But it definitely wasn't a bad film. I just wish it was marketed better. I really do. Anyways, I think that it's not going to make that much money overall because it's not releasing in China, and that's like a huge market for these films. So, but I mean, like over here, yeah, the golf claps all around.
So I haven't seen Captain Marvel. I think I tried to start watching it, and I got maybe about 15, 20 minutes in, and that was all I could stand.
The cat literally is probably the most entertaining character.
I'll have to slog through it one day. I would agree with you though with Thor 2. I didn't care for Thor 2 at all. I think it's at least for me, if I had to pick the worst MCU movie, I'd probably it'd either be the one on the list, or it definitely would be up there within the top 3. Haven't seen Shang-Chi, so I can't speak to whether it's good or bad. Obviously, I do want to see it at some point. I don't want to. I don't want to pay to see it.
it is a better film than Black Widow. Like I can 100% say that.
Okay, well, I haven't seen Black Widow either, so I can't really, gauge that. But I will say this: like I said, it's a movie that I do want to also see. Black Widow, though, that's another movie I want to see. I just don't want to. I just wait till they're on Disney Plus, like months from now, right?
Well, Black Widow was on Disney Plus.
No. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna pay additional to see it. I mean, when it's like on Disney Plus, as in, you know what I'm saying? I will wait. I will wait, sir.
Well, there are other ways to enjoy films, sir.
Sure. But I don't mind waiting till it's finally on there. So my thing with Shang-Chi is obviously I know who the character is, right? I grew up reading comics. I've always known who Shang-Chi is and stuff like that. My thing with Shang-Chi was I looked at it, I was like, I see that it could potentially flop, but I wasn't 100% on board with the idea that, it 100% is going to flop, because you never know. Because the thing is, Disney, they know, well, I should say Marvel, under Disney now, and just Disney in general, they do know how to market movies. They do know how to get stuff behind. Although, interestingly, it didn't seem like they pulled out all the stops for Shang-Chi like they did for some of the other ones. I did notice that. It seemed like they put a lot more effort into promoting previous Marvel movies. This one didn't seem to get as hard of a push, or at least maybe that's just my perception. And the other thing
I like, just to agree to that point and clarify on it, right? I think that when it didn't get its China release, right? And they probably knew about that ahead of time before they did the announcement and everything. That led to them not caring about the film. And that was probably why they were making statements like, this is a test film, right?
Of course. Because if it failed, they have something to point to.
I wouldn't say it failed. What I'm saying is China is a huge market for these Marvel films.
I'm not saying it failed. I'm saying that if it did just flat out fail, they have something. They have an out. They have a built-in out. Well, we were just experimenting. We didn't really, we were really fully on board with it and this and that. We were just trying something different to see if it worked.
And then you had the actor come out and make a statement against that, which is a little bit of a little fucking trauma and everything. But it automatically sends bad signals. Like the people doing the film aren't fucking confident in the project themselves.
Yes. I think that much was transparent. I think that was a little transparent, that they didn't have as much faith in it as they had with other movies, or at least that's the way it came across. And again, I could be completely wrong, but that's the way it came across to me too. The other thing was, here's the thing. Another thing that I thought of was, okay, and I'm just going to say it, Shang-Chi, and people can say whatever they want, maybe not after this movie is out, has been out for a bit and seeing how it does. Maybe now things will change for Shang-Chi, but make no mistake, prior to this movie coming out, Shang-Chi was a fourth string character at best. And that's not me trying to disrespect the character, because I don't hate Shang-Chi the character, but let's be honest here, Shang-Chi is not a household name. You put Shang-Chi, you put Shang-Chi next to Daredevil, you put him next to Spider-Man, you put him next to any other street level hero. You say, hey, do you know who this is? And who, okay, you know who that is. Do you know who Shang-Chi is? Most people that are not unless they're like comic book fans, they're not going to know who Shang-Chi is. They're just not. It's not a household name like that. And the other thing too was, I felt that if they had plans to make a Shang-Chi movie from years ago, because you have to assume that for years they had plans to make a Shang-Chi movie, right? That they would have treated the character better by they would have prepared people for a movie for him by either putting him in previous MCU movies to introduce the character, right? Like they did with Black Panther, like they did with Spider-Man, even though, Spider-Man really needs no introduction. I mean, Spider-Man could just have his own movie and it'll do gangbusters because it's Spider-Man. He's a household name. But you saw how they did with Black Panther. They introduced him in previous movies and it got, they put him they put him out there, even though Black Panther, a lot more people know who Black Panther is than they know who Shang-Chi is, despite the movie, right? So
I guess the best way of putting it is, so many of the main characters from the from the MCU after Endgame are gone completely. Yes. And they didn't leave that much setup for others to kind of like carry on. I mean, there was, I don't want to say like there wasn't a lot. It's just like who is there right now isn't very influential. They aren't household names. Like they're not Spider-Man. It's not Spider-Man. Iron Man, just became like this massive thing. There's no Iron Man in that group, right?
Yes.
That I guess that's the best way of putting it. Like I think what's helping this movie out, honestly, you saw what happened with Black Widow, right?
Well, controversy.
No, not the controversy so much. Maybe a little bit, right? But what you saw with Black Widow, opening night was insane, right? Like opening weekend, there was like crazy numbers. Second weekend, nobody went to go see.
Well, there was an 80% drop, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think like the people now that are like proclaiming victory. They might be getting a little, they could sit there and say, well, all these people that were saying that it was going to flop got ahead of themselves. And, maybe that's true, but don't get ahead of yourself either.
What I want to say, though, is
success.
The big difference between this film and Black Widow, honestly, there were good scenes in the film, but overall the film was just very fucking disappointing. Right. Yeah. And nobody's interested in what happens in that film because we all know what happens to the character. Nothing that happens in that movie affects anything really, except for the new little plot with the sister. But like, it's just, you could have set that up another way too, right? Like, it's just, nobody cares what happens in that film. Now, this movie is a little different, right? Because first off, like I said, it's a pretty okay film. Like, I'm not dissing it at all. I think there are better Marvel films. I think there are substantially worse Marvel films. But overall, I think word of mouth on this film is probably going to be better, just generally. And also, although he's not a household name, if you're invested in the MCU, and I think that is just a huge audience of people altogether, they'll be invested in seeing what happens with the character because he's being set up to be bigger and everything. But like you said, he is just being dropped in, right? Like he's being completely fucking dropped in.
Well, like I said, you're taking a character that, again, fourth string character at best, maybe not after this movie's made its rounds, right? Maybe he's going to be supplanted more in people's, in the mainstream's consciousness now because of this movie, which again, hey, look, that's obviously going to be good for the character. Because you're going to see maybe more comics come out, but Shang-Chi is a character that his most consecutive run of comics was really in the 70s. When he first came out, and then after that there was really just more. He would go away for a few years and then come back with some miniseries and things like that. And I'm not saying that he hasn't been super prominent to certain storylines, that involve street level heroes. I'm sure he's been included in that, but again, he's not a household name.
Well, honestly, he's not even like he's had some prominence in the comics and certain things. They put him into the Avengers, right? Yeah. I don't know if they put him into the Avengers because they knew something was going to be happening with the character. Like, I really don't. I'm just guessing.
Probably
because, like, there's all this stuff is planned out years in advance.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it'd be a safe assumption. But again, like I said, it's not. If you would have told me, right? If you would have told me, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago, hey, Shang-Chi's going to get his own movie. And even, bro, if you would have told me this last year, my comment would, this exactly the same. If I didn't already know that it was happening, because remember, they always announced the phases before. They announced the phase beforehand. They announced it, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago that Shang-Chi was going to be coming out in this phase of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So we knew because of that. But if you had told me, hey, they're going to come out with the Shang-Chi movie, this would be my response. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
And not because it's an Asian character or anything like that, just because I'm like, I don't know how profitable that's going to be because nobody really knows who Shang-Chi is.
Yeah, well, there's that. Plus, kung fu martial arts, right? Yeah. It was bigger in like the 80s, right? Like 80s and 70s.
I would say the best stretch time, was definitely the 70s to the 80s for kung fu, and then into the early 90s too.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it never really died down, I would say, but it wasn't, the biggest hype for it was definitely that period where it was fresh and new over here. But it was still always something that was popular for people.
I mean, like it is popular, but like when I say it's popular, there's a die-hard fan base for kung fu films, right? But it is not this large audience of people. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. It's probably a lot of people, you know. If you gave me a number and you said like 100,000, it's like, oh, man, that's a lot of people. But you think about like all the people in the world, it's not that many. That's what I mean, right? Like, I'm not. It's obviously more than 100,000 people.
Yeah,
I just mean like a random number.
Yeah.
But like, I look at it and I just said, I want it to do good, right? I wasn't thinking that it would. And again, we saw this with Black Widow opening weekend. Fucking amazing fucking numbers. And now we see this with Shang-Chi, but we saw what would happen with Black Widow. I'm hoping that it does okay, because honestly, it's not a bad film, right? It really isn't a bad film. Now, if you're a fan of the Mandarin character in the comics, or you're a fan of Fu Manchu for some fucked up reason, Shang-Chi's actual father, Fu Manchu. If you're a big fan of Fu Manchu, you might be upset with what they did to the character.
So look.
Okay, so overall, it was a decent film. Some of the stuff, like, don't get me wrong, you got to turn your brain off. There's some things in the film, if you go like, well, wait a minute, if you think about it, like, don't do any of that shit.
Like I said,
yeah.
Like I said, my concern with when I found out about this movie is like, okay, well, what's going to be? Because here's the thing, honestly, you know, they could look at it and say, and it's fine if they want to look at it as a successful opening weekend for Shang-Chi. Good, whatever, that's fine. If they had a successful opening weekend and all that, nobody's hating on that. My thing is, though, you probably could have had an even more successful opening for Shang-Chi if you had introduced him in previous movies, or even in the MCU TV shows, right? Like Daredevil or Iron Fist or Luke Cage or even Jessica Jones, because he is a street level hero. Well, so it would have made sense to either have him appear in that, or maybe some of the previous movies to set him up for this phase.
Well, hold on. Yes and no. Not the no to the Netflix thing, only because like the Netflix is no more. It's not canon anymore.
Now. But I'm saying at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Look, I agree with you that more setup in another film, right? Like towards the end of.
Yeah, at least, I mean, even a cameo. Even a cameo to set up something. Give them 5 minutes. You know, have them talk a bit. You know, introduce the characters. Yeah. You know, put him in people's minds. So there's, it's that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they start becoming familiar. You know,
or like an end credit scene or something.
Whatever. Right? Different end credit scenes, different movies where maybe he does something.
Or an end credit scene for the villain, right? Like the villain of the film. You could have done that. No. What I was going to say was, I think that it would have been better if the executives at Disney hadn't opened their mouth and said stupid shit, right? And I think it would have done better if it had been marketed better, right? Like doing the whole first Asian thing. Like, look, I'm just a fan of kung fu films. I don't give a shit. Like when you tell me, I'm the first Asian superhero, motherfuck you. No, you're not. Actually, I think someone said like the first Marvel hero that was Asian was Olivia Munn, who's Asian, and she played Psylocke, right? So, like, technically, no, you're really not. But then they clarify, they go, the first Asian in the MCU to be a superhero. Like, but I don't care, right? Like, he's not, like, I'm mixed race, right? Like, nobody is representing me, right? In terms of, like, my unique mixture. Right. But you get what I'm saying, right? It doesn't fucking matter. I care because I like fucking kung fu films, right? Like, so I want to go see it. And people were talking about it. I was like, I'm going to go give it a chance, right? Because even Captain Marvel, as much as I fucking knew that movie was going to be dog shit, right? I still went and I gave it a chance. And also because my wife wanted to go see it. But like this film, I like, honestly, I was falling asleep during it. Oh, and it's not because the film is bad. It was just, I was so exhausted and my wife would just wake me up instantly. But my wife fell in love with the film and she wasn't interested in going to see it. Right. And again, my wife's got some peculiar taste. She likes Suicide Squad. the 2016 one. But overall, I thought it was a good film. I think that positive word of mouth is probably going to do it some good because unlike with Black Widow, it's not disappointing. But also, yeah, like I feel like if it does well, what they are going to do is make changes so that it'll get approved in China, right? And they may even like do a China re-edit of the first film so that, you know, it gets approved there. Because what I heard, the reason why like the main character, the reason why it's not going through in China is because the main character was from China and he was happier leaving his family and living in America. Yeah.
You know, well, I mean, look, I one of the things that I had heard, which I thought was, here's the interesting thing, right? Because I think I saw, who was it? I think somebody had covered it today in a video or talked about it. How they're talking about some tweets that people were making where somebody was saying like, oh, it's these racist incels that are hating on it. I'm just thinking to myself, and I'm like, does this guy not know that the people that hate the movie more than anybody is like China?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like they hate it more than anybody else because.
Oh, there was like an article where it was like, oh, Chinese Shang-Chi fans are disappointed that they're not getting it. I was like, first off, no, they are not. You do not express dissent with your fucking government in China. This was a decision of the Chinese government. What do you fucking mean? Yeah. Chinese fans of Shang-Chi are upset that they're not getting to see the film.
One of the gripes that they had, and I know
that shit will lower your social credit score.
Here's the thing: one of the gripes that they had, and I know it's kind of it's messed up because it is a petty gripe. But one of the gripes that they had was that Simu was too ugly, and then so was Awkwafina. It's just like they choose ugly people to represent us on screen, and we don't like that.
That's hilarious. But no, actually, that would make sense, right? Their standards are very high. And Awkwafina, like again, these are people that are popular over here. In China, to my understanding, they're not liked at all, or it's something. Maybe it's that, right? Anyways, I did like that in the movie. Well, small spoiler: they don't focus on bromance between those characters, right? Like, there's a little fucking hint here and there, but it's not like it's not a thing that they did in the film, and I was very fucking grateful for that. Because sometimes I just wish that they didn't throw in some fucking love interest and they make this big scene about, oh, he has to save her because he's in love with her. And then they do the kissy. Like, I honestly, it gets a little fucking old at a certain point. I appreciate that they didn't do that because they've done it in like every other MC film. Let me just catch up on a couple of super chats. Yeah. I forgot who said it, but someone said it was better than Mulan's live action. It is substantially better than Mulan's live action. Like I said, the actual like action scenes in the film were very entertaining. They really were. I thought that the end of the film it got a little bit far out there with what they were doing. I don't want to spoil anything, right? But I don't know anything about Shang-Chi's like fucking comic book history. But I guess it makes sense with that shit. But whatever. Like, it all kind of, like, came together very well, I guess is the best way of putting it. GG Evan, thank you. Awkwafina, how can a bottle of water be a superhero? Okay, look. She is not a superhero. The superhero is Shang-Chi. She does do, like, some one cool thing, like, right at the very end. It doesn't take very much. She's not, like, suddenly busting out kung fu moves, but she's got like a bow and an arrow and she makes a really important shot, right? That's her one contribution to the film other than comic relief, because it's a Marvel film and there will always be comic relief and one-liners. It's just, that's what they do with that. So she actually probably works for a Marvel film very well because of that. But
that's basically how she got her start, was doing comedic roles. So
Yeah, exactly. So she works for it. Like honestly, she was not like a there's some like who's that fucking bitch, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah.
Of which? Wait, which?
I'm
from which movie?
No, I'm talking about the big lady who always plays like the same character in every film.
Oh yeah. That would be Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
Yeah, but she plays like the same character in every film, and the jokes are always the same fucking shit. And it's kind of like, look, man, people loved Adam Sandler at first, and I think there were like some really big fans of her at first, right? It's how she became like a bigger name and everything. But like, even with Adam Sandler, it just gets old, right? When Adam Sandler puts out a film, I'm just like, I don't fucking care, dude. Like, fucking stop, man. Just go retire, please. For the love of God, retire. And I think it's the same way with her, except it's even worse because, like, she didn't age well at all, right? Like, she immediately fucking dies off. It's like, update your routine. It's like, no, I'm going to do fucking fat fart jokes. I can't fit in my car. It's just so stupid. Like, holy shit. I can't believe people like fucking put up with that stuff. And it's got nothing to do with like feminist body shaming. It's just like, it's such a fucking old thing. I can't fucking stand it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the novelty wears off quick. I mean, especially you talk about a guy in Sandler who's been doing it for over 20 years, of course. I mean, that had it, it's long past its expiration date. I mean, he has surprisingly, look, some of his acting roles where he's just acted have been pretty decent. I mean, like, did you watch the one where he's like, the one where he's hawking the jewels? I forget what it's called. It's one of his more serious movies. Actually,
I fucking did. Like, there's one movie, Punch Drunk Love, I think is the one.
Oh yeah, that movie's fun too. It's just like, it's more of him putting on his acting chops. Although it's still, it's one of those, dramedies. You know what I mean? Because it still has its funny moments in it, but it's him trying to actually be a serious, and it is a decent movie. Punch Drunk Love is a decent movie. But the one he did recently, I forgot what it's called. It's like something Jules or something. But that one was pretty decent. It's just him acting.
But like the thing is, he doesn't do those movies.
Uncut Gems. That's what Empty Soul said. Uncut Gems, that's the name of the movie.
He's not doing those movies anymore. He's not doing those movies anymore. He's doing the same fucking, like, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Don't get me wrong; those were amazing movies, right? Everybody fucking loves them.
There was gonna be timeless classics, and they're super quotable even still. Dude, I still quote stuff from fucking Billy Madison to this day. You know what I mean?
They were amazing movies, right? But like, he kept putting out movie after movie that was like trying to copy that. What if we put Adam Sandler in a wacky situation? And it, like, okay, Waterboy 2. Waterboy was also good. I liked Waterboy.
Dude, a friend of mine from high school. He's actually an extra in that movie. He shows up at the very end. If you guys see the scene where people run out onto the football field, there's a guy wearing sunglasses and an NWO shirt. That's my buddy Steve from high school.
What? Really?
At the very end when people run onto the field, to celebrate with him. If you see a guy in a with sunglasses and an NWO shirt, that's my buddy Steve.
Okay. All right. So, like, what is it? My wife actually likes this movie, but I really fucking don't. I don't know why she likes it. Okay. So that's My Boy, right? I don't know if you saw that one. That's like one of the movies that he did. Then you have fucking Jack and Jill. That's where they put Adam Sandler. And then he also played Adam Sandler, but in fucking drag.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think I heard about that one, but I hadn't seen it because there's still a lot of his newer stuff. Obviously, I didn't.
I'm not laughing. Just to clarify really quick, I'm not laughing because I find the idea entertaining. I'm laughing because I'm fucking high and it gives me the giggles. But sorry, God.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I haven't seen that. No, but what somebody in chat was saying that Uncut Gems is a newer movie. Yeah, Uncut Gems is only like a year or two old. It's not. It's one of his newer movies. I think it's on Netflix. I think it might have been. It's either a Netflix exclusive or one of those. Yeah, I think it's a Netflix exclusive. No, it's not. No, it's not. but I think it. Yeah, no, it's not Netflix.
I mean, like,
movie, but,
there was a time where he was just like pumping out films, right? And they were all following this like same routine fucking formula. And it just got so fucking old. But I'll check out Uncut Gems because, like I said, like you said, he does some serious acting roles, and when he does those, he's really fucking good in them. I don't understand why he doesn't do like just more roles where he's just like genuinely acting instead of the bullshit Adam Sandler. Let's redo fucking Billy Madison 50 fucking times.
Yeah, typical Adam Sandler shtick. I get it. And Uncut Gems, I liked it because it was, it's him actually putting on his acting chops, doing something different, not playing the same character that he always plays. I mean, look, Adam Sandler is always going to sound like Adam Sandler. Yeah. But, he doesn't have a lot of range in like, changing, his voice up too much, but that movie is just like, okay, here's a movie that has Adam Sandler, but he's not playing himself in this movie for a change. So that was good. Because, there's those people, they just, no matter what, it's like they're playing themselves no matter what. And it's just like, they can't get away with it. It's like Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves he's always Keanu Reeves. Whoa, my name is John Wick. Whoa. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because what do you mean? He's fucking Neo.
That's what I'm saying. They're all the same, dude. They're all the same. They're all the same guy. They're all Keanu Reeves.
Okay,
he
first
doesn't
off,
have a whole lot of range.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a whole lot of range.
Okay. You know what his range is? Ultimate fucking badass.
But that's what I'm saying, though. He doesn't need it because the roles that he gets put in, the action roles he gets put in, you don't care. You don't care that he doesn't. He's just, he's in there doing kung fu, in John Wick, and you've seen him do kung fu in The Matrix, and then you've seen him do a bunch of other awesome stuff.
Stabs the guy and he can't get the knife all the way in, so he just like pounds his fucking arm and the knife goes all the way in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he does so many action roles and he's so good at them. You don't care that he's not, that he's just basically playing himself in those movies.
Narrow the Human, thank you for the super chat. You didn't say anything, so I had on the screen blank for a while to make up for that. Ari, thank you for the super chat. Billy Madison, though.
She knows.
Yeah, Billy Madison is awesome.
Timeless classic.
It really is. I don't get why. I just don't get why. With Shang-Chi, just before we move on. I don't get why with Shang-Chi, the marketing for it had to turn into this whole bullshit about the first Asian, and I fucking hated it though, because I'm sitting there going you want to talk about all this Asian pride and shit, you kind of shitting on that when you're talking about how the best role an Asian actor could get is being the bad guy. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. There are so many movies that are beloved by people over here, right, that feature Asian characters as the lead and as the hero. Again, you're doing a fucking kung fu film, right? Shut up, man. You are following, you're standing on top of the shoulders of somebody else's shoulders, staying on top of someone else's shoulders, right? That shit has been fucking just perfected, and you are you're doing it again, right? And no, I'm not knocking on anything, right? Especially with the way Marvel does their films, it looks amazing, right? But there are plenty of films, right, that feature an Asian lead as the hero, and they are fucking phenomenal. Right, and people fucking love him. I fucking love him. It's why Jackie Chan is people it doesn't matter what Jackie Chan says or does. Everybody fucking loves Jackie Chan, right? Because people grew up watching Jackie Chan movies. They are amazing, right? And then you get to the really hardcore shit, you Bruce Lee and everything. But Jackie Chan is way fucking mainstream. How are you going to sit there and make these fucking statements, right? That. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think the way that they try to get around that, right? Because they'll probably go back and try to be we didn't say that he was the first Asian hero. We meant he's the first Asian superhero. See, different superhero because powers and all that stuff. But the thing is, here's the thing though, even that's not true, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, they must have not heard of Inframan. You know what I mean?
Well, first off, he doesn't have superpowers. he doesn't have superpowers.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah.
It's you know, he puts on rings that give him power. But what I'm saying is like even that wouldn't be a true statement to make because there's been other movies that have, you know, there's been other Asian superhero movies. They're not Marvel. Now, if you want to say Marvel superhero movie, I guess you could try to make that argument, right? But you know, if they're just like kind of blanket, which I don't know, maybe they did. In fairness, maybe they did say Marvel, you know, Asian Marvel superhero. But if they're just trying to say like, oh, a first superhero, you know, to be Asian in a movie, it's just like that's just I can tell you right now that if they try to, you know, say that is just objectively false. You know?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I look at it, I'm just going. You can try to like justify it all you fucking want. I said I hope the film does okay, right? But when you go into this whole fucking Asian pride, I'm like, shut up, man. I just like, come on, just tell me why I should go see the film because I don't care about supporting Asian fucking pride. I'm not fucking Asian. I don't give a shit, right? I care about supporting something that is done well, something that will entertain me. That's all I care about, right? It's a fucking movie. Yeah. I want to go sit in a fucking comfortable chair because, you know, theaters now have like the most comfortable fucking chairs. I want to sit down there, right, with my fucking wife, share some popcorn, and just watch a movie and turn my fucking brain off. That's all I want to fucking do, right? If the movie is marketed as this like fun action film with like kung fu martial arts instead of like superpowers, I'm in. Like I'm fucking in. I'm not that fucking hard to please. I really am not that hard to please. But when you tell me, oh, the reason why my film is good, the reason why you're gonna like it is because I'm the first Asian hero. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. That's the shit that turns me off, right? But again, I still have to go see it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I said, I think that a lot of the articles that were written were saying that he was MCU's first Asian superhero, which is fine. You can say that, you know, in a movie.
But yeah, those weren't his statements, though. You can fucking clarify and add on to it all you want. What he said specifically was some line about how, you know, this is, I thought the guy getting beat up was the best an Asian character could do. Or some stupid shit like that. I'm obviously paraphrasing it.
Yeah, that's just dumb stuff. Well, the one thing I saw that he said that I know that he said was something about, seeing something about, seeing, it's going to be really inspirational kids to see somebody like them or something like that. I'm like, dude, you act like you didn't grow up watching. Have you been living in a bubble? So you didn't grow up watching like Jackie Chan as lead man. You didn't grow up watching Bruce Lee movies. Like you didn't grow up watching Jet Li or, Gordon Liu or any of these Kung Fu legends. Like you didn't grow up watching any of these guys, not even them necessarily having to be in just straight Kung Fu roles, but even some of these guys that did more dramatic roles like Chow Yun-fat. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me you didn't see any of them growing up? Like, are you kidding? I'm like, I find that hard to believe, especially if you're a guy that's been in California for a good amount of time, right?
I mean, like, it's either completely fucking ignorance, right? Or it's like you said, they're just trying to generate controversy so they can, get some more buzz out about the movie. But like, I don't even know why you have to fucking do that. I don't know why you have to do that, right? When you can simply market this film as the future of the MCU, right? Because it really is, right? It really fucking is when you think about it, right? It's their first big film. Like I know Black Widow, right? But Black Widow is all set in the fucking past, right? Yeah. So this is their first big step into the new phase, right? With this new character. Okay, market it that way. Get people fucking excited and hyped up. I don't know why that's so fucking hard for these people, right? There's so many better ways of doing this shit than dropping him out of nowhere and then starting a fucking controversy. I don't know why the fuck you would need to fucking do that. I really don't. That sounds really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, well, it brings attention. That's what it is.
I know. It's just
saying controversy does create cash, good or bad. You know, I'm saying it in some form or another, especially if, because look, you have people talking about it, and there's going to be those people that just have that curiosity surrounding it to see, oh, will it actually be good? Let me go pay and see. You know what I mean? Even though I don't know who this character is, never heard of him. They didn't put him in any of the other movies that I could think of. But, hey, I like Marvel. They seem to have had a decent track record. I'll take the chance and buy a ticket. So.
Okay. So I think someone asked if he got like cucked in his own movie by his sister. His sister and him, I guess, are like equal in terms of like fighting strength because they're both trained by their dad, who's like the most powerful one. So when they fight, he thinks that, they're done fighting, and she takes a cheap shot at him. And that's how she basically, wins, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't call that a fucking victory or anything. But like, okay, so like super spoilers for the end of the film. Go fuck yourselves. I'm going to say it in 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1.
Gotta cover my ears now.
Go ahead. Well, look, at the end of the film, sister takes over the father's organization because the father's, no longer capable of running it. And Shang-Chi goes back to living his life, right? But like, I wouldn't call that getting cucked, only because Shang-Chi doesn't want to run the fucking evil empire of super kung fu people, right? Like he wants to go like, I don't know, work as a fucking waiter or something. I don't know what the fucking, I forget what his job was in the movie, but like he's very chill and doesn't want to be like super evil overlord. So but as far as like the Iron Fist thing, yeah, in the Iron Fist series, okay, like Iron Fist was received so poorly, and it was so poorly done, and the action in it was fucking awful. And the main character, of the comic books, is this really chill and relaxed guy, right? He's very chill, he's very relaxed, he's very zen. In the fucking Netflix series, he is angry. He is raged out. He can't use the Iron Fist power because he's just so mad.
Well, he's also very
childish.
He's very mature. He's very naive too, which is not how Danny Rand is in the comics. He's a lot more mature and naive in the Netflix series, for sure.
Immature,
naive.
Yeah.
Just straight up naive,
Well, yeah, like the thing is, I would be okay if he was naive because he's coming back for the very first time. Yeah. But like this whiny baby bullshit and believing like these people that you've just been like crying your eyes out about, like, it was just so boring. And there was no like actual fight scenes in it that were well done at all. Yeah. It was actually really, the fight scenes in it were probably even worse than the actual fucking drama that was going on.
I thought the series was okay, but it's definitely the weakest of all those Netflix.
Oh no, it was awful. Fuck you. It was terrible. No, and then they went on to say, no, it was booty.
It was just me.
It was booty. It was booty ass cheeks bad. And the problem was Iron Fist was supposed to set up the big event for all of the Netflix Marvel heroes, right? But it was so fucking bad. It was so bad. They're like, oh, fuck, what do we do? And they go on with the storyline anyways, right? And Danny is still a whiny little baby booty boy bitch. Like the entire fucking time. And it's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. He just like wants to fight everybody. And I'm like, this is not fucking Danny. What am I watching? And then they move into season 2 of Iron Fist. And at this point, everybody hates Danny on Netflix. Everybody fucking hates Danny. So they decide that they're going to end the film, right? Or end the Netflix series with the girlfriend, his Asian girlfriend, taking over the powers of Iron Fist because she is a far better martial artist. And she actually is. And she's a far more entertaining character, and she actually is. And people actually like the fucking character, Yes, because she actually does stuff. And when she fights, it isn't fucking booty ass cheeks. And then they make Danny Rand go out on the fucking I don't know, somewhere, and he's got a gun now. But not only does he have a gun, he still also has Iron Fist powers. And he channels the Iron Fist powers into a gun, which makes sense, right? Because he sucks at fucking martial arts. God damn. I am the first Asian hero. Sunfire off to the side somewhere. Am I a fucking joke to you? Ty, thank you for the super chat. Oh, man.
I think actually, though, I think Shang-Chi was around before Sunfire was, because I think Sunfire came in he came mid-70s. I think Shang-Chi was early 70s.
Oh, in the comic books?
Yeah, in the comic books.
I honestly don't know. I really don't follow that stuff.
So.
Yeah. I to be honest with you though, it was a very risky choice to use Shang-Chi with no setup and being a very niche pick and everything. But look, we'll see what it does on the second weekend. I think unlike Black Widow, there is reasons to care about what happens to the character. So there will be people maybe go see it because of that, because obviously if you're invested in the MCU before, I know people are saying oh, I don't care anymore. I'm so done with it. I know some of those people, and some of them are legit fucking done. Others went ahead and told me that they saw Shang-Chi and it was okay. So I was like, okay, all right. The thing, it's hard to break a habit. And if you watched all the films, even if you fucking watched them, right? Even if you fucking hate it, you still want to see what happens. You're kind of invested at this point. Is that sunk cost fallacy or something? I forget what the name of it is. But basically, you spent so much fucking time on something, you're not just going to give it up.
Yeah. So
there is that. There is that reason to draw people in. Unlike with Black Widow, where it's well, she's already dead. Fuck it. And that's basically the problem with that movie. She's already dead. Fuck it. But also, I think it's going to have more positive word of mouth because the movie, it's not offensive, right? It's an okay film. It's not fucking, oh my God, what am I fucking watching? It's not the stupid shit that you saw in Thor 2. They don't use Dutch fucking angles like they did in the first Thor. The acting is generally okay. I couldn't, again, I say this as someone that was legit, had not slept in 20-something hours, maybe more. But how long is Sen going to keep you? I don't know. Sen said he was playing Destiny.
Coming true.
So,
Coming true, man.
So I don't know. He's probably getting his ass kicked. He said he was doing a raid in Destiny. Staying him that long, it means he sucks at the game, which is unfortunate. I had faith in him. What are Destiny raids 2 hours, 1 hour?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, if it's 2 hours and he can't complete it in 30 minutes, that means he's a bitch. Anyways, I don't know. I hope it does well. But again, you got to see what it does on the second weekend, only because it's the same shit that happened with Black Widow. I just think that there's more reason for people to come back and see it on the second week. Better word of mouth, obviously. And there's reasons to actually care about the character. But I wouldn't celebrate anything based on what we saw with Black Widow, though. But again, this is only in theaters, too. There's many things working in this film's favor, unlike Black Widow.
Yeah. Which was, you had the convenience of watching it at home. So
yeah. So they have a decent number of people on. I just want to plug something really quick for you guys. I hope it's okay. Dagger at Dumb Comedy Trash at Twitter posted, "Hey everyone, if you don't mind, I would gladly appreciate if you were to donate to my friend Anthon. One of his family members died recently and he lives in the Philippines that is in desperate need of money for food and medicine." So this is the GoFundMe right here. Here, let me just. There you go. That's the GoFundMe. Aura asked me to retweet on Twitter, so I figured I would go ahead and just go ahead and pull it up on stream. Okay. So that's a link to the GoFundMe. If you guys can, even if you can't, if you don't mind sharing the GoFundMe with people, it would be a big help. It's at $500 as the goal. It's at $120 right now. Any amount really helps. It is very much appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. I hope it's okay that I plugged that. I normally don't shill too much because we're not brand. Our brand is toxic to sponsors, so we can't get sponsors. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know what I did. All I said was some bitches were dumb and hoes and crazy and stupid, like this bitch. This bitch right here. Let me put on my camera so you all see. Hi, everybody. Yes, this one right here. By the way, since we're going to talk about fucking commie trash, I put on my Jordan Peterson T-shirt just to piss people off extra. Just to extra piss people off. But this thing over here is just hilarious. So you sent me the link to her live stream, and I tuned in to watch it, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I think we were DMing at the time, and I like posted something she said in the DMs. But I was watching, I was going like, who the fuck is she? And how can she be so fucking wrong? Right? Like, how can she be so fucking wrong? But let's how did you hear about this shit going on?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I just look, this person, I saw that Tipster was going back and forth with this person. I'm like, who is this person? And I saw a couple of the other people in commentary apparently, but especially Tipster, I saw seemed to be going back and forth with this person because the whole thing, the war continues between T and commentary channels. And I guess this is one of the people that has been, I guess, or has made videos about Gabby Hanna. And, obviously she had some critical things, I guess, to say about people that had defended her, So I guess that's what kind of kicked things off between her and Tipster. Now, look, I have no clue what's happening with Gabby Hanna now, if there's anything new. Sunfire was 1970. Okay, so I got it mixed up. Well, thank you for that, Ty. I thought it was the other way around. So
it's okay. They're never going to do Sunfire.
No, they'll put him as an afterthought in one of the future X-Men movies, probably. But
kill him off immediately.
This person, I saw that they were going back and forth with Tipster, and I guess at one point they streamed and Tipster was in their chat, I guess, talking with them and saying, they were saying, I guess, something along the lines that they would have a conversation, but then they wouldn't, and that they were talking about, commentators and stuff like that, and using a lot of different buzzwords, and basically doing the whole if you disagree with me.
Sorry, hold on. Did you hear they made communists a new enemy type in Fallout 76? Funny, that is hilarious if that's true.
That's fantastic. I guess they were saying stuff about commentators, stuff like that, and then kind of resorted to the whole straight white. They're straight white males and shouldn't listen to them, or they're misogynist. The typical buzzwords that people use when they don't actually have a legitimate argument to make against someone. They resort to the race of the person or the gender of the person. Things like that, instead of actually trying to rationalize their point. And I guess this person was doing that, because I did hear a little bit of it, but I'm like, what the hell is this? What is Tipster linking? Let me check it out. And I did hear her say some of those things. I guess at one point, I guess Tipster had offered to have a conversation with this person, and this person, I guess, initially had agreed. And maybe you should hit up Tipster about it, because I think he had said, hey, look, I'll have a conversation with you if you want to have a conversation. And the person, I guess, this leash girl initially agreed, and then said, well, but no, I'm not going to talk to you. And it's just like, okay. After agreeing to have a civil conversation, then said, no, I won't have a civil conversation with you. It's just like, oh, all right, well.
Well, her excuse is basically that these people are all terrible, so it's okay that she talks shit about them, and she doesn't need to talk to them. And it got really annoying because she made this like really dumb statement. I'll pull it up in a little bit. But
so, I mean, well, what was I said? Was there any was that pretty much the gist? At least from what I caught of it. Maybe you know a little bit more because I think you watched more of it than I did. But that's at least the initial gist I caught from what she was saying.
Well, like, okay, so like she said something like so T channels talk about what happened. Commentary talks about what we think about what happened. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean? T channels just talk about what happened. T channels add so much shit that was not there. T channels take out very important context that is absolutely needed, right? Commentary talks about what actually happened and then talks about what they think about it, right? That's what commentary is, right? T channels are like fucking gossip mongering whores. They are insane.
Well, for the most part, yeah, that's what they are. They're primarily gossip channels first and foremost. You know what I mean?
Well, and when we say gossip, right? Something will happen, and T channels will like start.
I heard that this happened. I heard that happened. I heard that so and so said this, and then so and so said that back. I heard that they said there's a lot of what they think happened instead of trying to bring up any evidence that substantiates it. And actually proving what happened.
And then so we talk about like what started the Gabby Hanna stuff, right? It was straight up that fucking Gabby Hanna, when she was doing a live stream or a video about something else, she was pulling up these articles about e-celebrities and e-girls and everything, right? E-boys, e-girls, all that shit. And it was an article, I think, by Vice, right? I hope I'm not incorrect there. But the article was about e-boys and e-girls. And in the article, it featured a former e-celebrity that had been murdered, right? And all Gabby Hanna said was something about how like she liked the shirt that girl was wearing. I don't think that she had read the fucking clip, but it was completely fucking harmless. It was not done with malicious intent or anything. But the T channels picked up on it, heard that the girl was dead, and like just went at her like fucking just insane zealots, right? Accusing her of all the worst fucking things over a fucking t-shirt, right? Over her saying that she liked a girl's t-shirt. Fucking Repzilla fucking comes out and calls it a fucking murder article.
Well, they completely misrepresented and said that what she did was inconsiderate and disrespectful. They jumped to the conclusion that, you know, they knew apparently 100% that she had to know, even though they couldn't prove that. You know what I'm saying? They use that argument that people love to use when you know they have no proof or anything to substantiate the claim. They always say, well, they should have known. And it's just like that doesn't mean anything. You can't unless there's an acknowledgement from Gabby herself, right? Where she admits to it, or you know, you have some form, some kind of proof, you know, maybe even her reacting a certain way, right, would at least be something, right? If Gabby had looked at it and kind of gotten awkward, then maybe you could say, okay, right there, right? But even then, the thing is, you can't ascribe motive to her even based on that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look at that one T channel, right? The Angelica Oles, the girl with like the 50 fucking layers of makeup and everything, right?
Yeah.
She fucking uploads a video where she talks about how Gabby Hanna hasn't said anything, and I think that speaks more than when she does say something. And I'm like,
I hate it when people try to use that argument too, because you don't know.
But the thing
why...
was, it was like everything that Gabby Hanna did, she criticized her for, and then would criticize her for doing the opposite later, right?
Yeah.
No matter what Gabby Hanna does, she attacks immediately. When Gabby Hanna doesn't say anything, she uploads a video attacking her, right? And it's just like spreading all these rumors, like talking nasty shit, right? And it's being completely fucking unfavorable. Like, look, if I want to be a complete asshole, right, to win some sort of fucking argument, I could give people the worst possible interpretation of events, right, every fucking time, and just declare everybody to be fucking monsters, right? But like, if you want to be fair, you try to be charitable, give people the benefit of the doubt somewhat, right, and at least try to look at both sides of an issue, right? So you can give your best opinion or your best take on something. I mean, maybe you still come to the same fucking conclusion that you're at. But these people are like, Gabby Hanna's the fucking devil. And that's how they enter into every fucking interaction over fucking Gabby Hanna, over anybody talking about Gabby Hanna. Because Gabby Hanna's the fucking devil, right? If you say anything that doesn't confirm that Gabby Hanna is indeed the devil, that must mean that you are a worshiper of fucking Satan. Like, it's just such, it's like so fucking nuts. These people are fucking zealots. And like, I see these tweets pop up all the time from Willie Mack, right? Because one of them was basically just talking shit about Willie, his video, right? And then it jumps in to people saying, did you watch the video? And the person's like, I don't need to watch it. And it's like, it just keeps going back and fucking forth, right? These people have fucking blindfolds on. They will not, they refuse to take in any knowledge that doesn't reaffirm their fucking worldview. I'm not saying Gabby Hanna's a fucking angel, right? What I'm saying is,
no, of course not.
She is not this fucking Satan McHitler that you have fucking invented. Like when you looked at Willie Mack's video talking about how this whole situation started with Jesse Smiles, Willie Mack doesn't use anything from fucking Gabby Hanna. He uses everything that Jesse Smiles has said to build his video. Right? And when he fucking says something occurred between Gabby Hanna and Jesse Smiles, he's using Jesse Smiles as a fucking source. But you have people in the T community who have this like completely fucking invented version in their heads of what happened, right?
Well, I saw that. I saw that because I saw that some of them were saying it's like, oh, well, you're trusting Gabby as a source. He's like, you didn't watch my video. He's like, I didn't source Gabby at all. He's like, my source throughout the entire video was Jesse Smiles herself. I used all of Jesse's proof. You know what I mean? He goes,
Judgment, let's start a T channel where we just talk about Pokemon while T-posing. Okay, listen. I would unironically love to do a fucking Pokemon channel, but it's about fucking T. So all you're doing is spreading fucking gossip and rumors about fucking Pokemon. It'll be the cringiest shit ever done. It really would. But I would fucking enjoy the shit out of that. Okay, sorry, derailed the fuck there. But I'm being serious. If anyone wants to fucking pair up with me on that, let's fucking go. It'll be fucking embarrassing. It'll be like fucking drama alert for Pokemon.
Yeah, but you know, I saw, like I said, I saw a little bit of the girl stream and some of the things he was saying. But the thing is, look, when you're resulting to the typical buzzwords and the mantra of third wave feminism to dismiss people's arguments, I mean, it's hard for me to take you seriously. You know, I mean, you're not even listening, you know, to what these people are saying. Which I thought, look, I saw some of the stuff that's interesting. I saw some of the stuff Willie Mack said, and I'm like, you know, none of what they're saying is unreasonable. They're not even being, you know, aggressive in the way they're approaching. Well, maybe tips are a little bit more so, but not Willie. I didn't see Willie Mack being that way, you know. Willie Mack just being Willie Mack, you know what I mean? But I'm looking at that and I'm like, yeah, you know, she says all this and she's like, oh, you know, I would have a productive conversation, then just like, no, completely shuts it down. It's just like, and to be fair, right, to be fair to her, she doesn't owe anybody a conversation. She doesn't have to have anybody on her channel, just like they don't have to have her on theirs. But it's just kind of dumb to say that and then just immediately.
Well, I mean, like, you know, we talk about like the Gabby Hanna thing just real quick, right? Because this girl apparently uploads a lot of content specifically about Gabby Hanna, like all these T channels do. Gabby Hanna's the fucking golden goose, the fucking milk cow, that whipping horse, right? Gabby Hanna makes the money, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you just want to upload content where you talk shit about Gabby Hanna, right? Nonstop, right? And you refuse to accept any criticism, fine, right? Like at this point, we understand the T channels refuse to own any of their shit, right? When they get proven wrong, it's okay because it was somebody else's fault. Some other person encouraged them to fucking lie, right? Some other person encouraged them to post something completely fucking fabricated and untrue. Right. And when you get called on it, it gets pointed out to you. It's OK, because, you know, the reason why you're leaving it up and still monetizing the videos and everything is because fuck you. right? You're just a fucking misogynist troll, and you don't actually care about the situation. I, the T channel, have been talking about Gabby Hanna nonstop, as you can see by my many uploads about Gabby Hanna. And I know exactly how to monetize that bitch. So you better shut the fuck up and stop trying to correct me.
Wasn't it?
I went off on like a fucking rant there. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. But was it you that were you? Did you show me the thing? I guess where this girl had said something, or somebody had said something along the lines of that. This girl, I guess, did you ever find out if that was true? The whole thing with this girl, even like calling out whatever animal organization on Gabby Hanna because of her, I guess, her not taking care of her cats. Was that ever like substantiated or no?
A couple of people asked that it is true, but they say it was a while back. They don't have the clips. So
okay, so so we just got to take that with a grain of salt then.
I wouldn't want to say it's true or not. There's some rumor. I'm only going to say it just in case you guys hear the same thing, just that it's unconfirmed. And if you do have confirmation, send it to me. But right now, again, take it with a grain of salt. There is an accusation that people in her Discord server were upset with her because she was calling an organization to rehome Gabby Hanna's cats based on her not feeding them. I don't know if that is true. That is only a rumor right now. Please do not spread it unless you have actual proof. If you do have proof, send it to me on Discord or Twitter, and I'll pull it up on stream. Otherwise, do not spread this. I am only telling you to tell you that it is completely fucking unconfirmed. So if you hear the same thing, I don't want you to say, hey, I heard this new thing. No.
I heard it from Crow. Yeah, it's just like, no, it's just like, we don't know if it's true or not. It's just a rumor. That's it. And it's, nothing that has been substantiated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what I do want to say is this is the type of T channel is just really fucking annoying because they live in their own fucking head, right? They really fucking do. This girl over here, okay, is saying, I will take any criticism. I'm okay having productive conversations, right? Dude, Willie Mack is a pretty chill guy, right? When you start,
he's super chill.
When you start with the bullshit, then he starts getting on your ass, right? Yeah. But he's a very chill guy. We've had him on the channel before. When you say you're willing to have a productive conversation, look, things get heated on social media, absolutely. But take a step back, try to talk to the person. And look, if they're being an asshole, it's just better content for you, right? If they're going to be a complete fucking prick, you've already told your audience that's what that person is. That's what they're expecting. Right? They'll be on your side if he starts acting up, right? And if anything else, it just proves your point. Okay? It absolutely does. But if the guy is coming to you, and I let me just read exactly what the comment he left was that got him put on timeout. It's really ironic that you are saying we are afraid to have a conversation. You're sitting here in your bubble on sub-only mode. Okay, first off, that is true. Okay. You're sitting there on sub-only mode. And I imagine there are people leaving comments. Now, the thing is, her statement is like, well, people are leaving harassing comments. Like, first off, if people are leaving actual harassing comments, your mods can delete them, right? You going on sub-only mode makes it look like you're not willing to accept outside voices. Unless they subscribe to you, right? Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you're closing off the conversation.
Tipster goes on sub only. I don't support that either. I really don't. But again, if Tipster's thing is like, let me just clarify this, right? Because I don't want to. If Tipster does a fucking hot take, right, and people, and you know that people are going to have a fucking thing to say about it, okay? And you go on sub-only mode and then say, I'm willing to take on all criticism, it's a little fucking bullshit, is all I'm saying, right? If Tipster's doing that, then yeah, I don't support that. That's not cool.
That depends on what it is, though. If he's doing like, if he's doing a stream that is more for like, let's say for his patrons or something, right? And he wants it to be only they get a chance to interact.
Yeah, something like that.
But if it's like this, a person who's, saying stuff that they could have implications on somebody else's life, I mean, and then says something like what she said, that she's willing to have a conversation with people, but then puts us that is counterproductive to what you're doing.
Yeah, obviously there would be some exceptions to that statement, right? Going on sub only, but like, look again, if you drop a fucking hot take and then you run to do a stream to talk about your stupid hot take, while at the same time saying that you're willing to have a productive conversation and you'll accept any criticism, while being in sub only mode, and anybody that pops into the chat and leaves any type of comment, right, that is snarky, criticizes your fucking take or anything like that, right? And your mods are in there just hitting timeout on all of them and deleting the comments, right? Or maybe not even deleting the comments, just to be clear, right? But putting everybody on
people so they can't comment.
Yeah, right. So like, look, if I leave a comment while you're live streaming, right, and your fucking person times me out, okay, and then you respond to my comment in whatever bitch you wait, because I don't even think she was responding to any of this shit, just to be clear, because it doesn't sound like she responded to any of the stuff that was actually put there. But like, you respond to it, and I'm not allowed to say anything back to you because I'm on timeout because I was criticizing you, right? That's bullshit. Fuck off. Like that's absolutely fucking bullshit. But again, I don't think Gabby Hanna's a fucking angel. I just don't like it when you fucking lie about her, right? I don't like it when you lie about anybody. And I said the same thing with the. I was gonna like open up so many fucking old ones. And when it came to the Arcadum thing, what pissed me off about that story was like, yeah, sure, there's legitimate claims in there. I've seen it now. I've seen the Discord calls, right? And the guy comes across like a major manipulative piece of shit. I don't think women should be in relationships with him because he seems like a fucking creepy guy. But what diminishes all of that is in those serious claims, those girls with those serious claims teamed up with people, right? Because they all work together and they all link to each other's stories. And one of those stories was a bullshit fucking claim of grooming. And they all fucking co-signed on it. I don't like that either. That immediately like puts me into this fucking mindset of, oh, well, whatever. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm very dismissive at that point. Because I look at that and I'm like, that's such a bad faith thing to fucking do. This guy's bad enough already. You don't need to pull shit like that, right? When I look at these people here, look, if Gabby Hanna's so bad, if things she does is so bad, you don't need to fucking dogpile and add into it, right? And by dogpile and add into it, I mean, start like speculating on how evil Gabby is, how she did this just solely because she hates people and just wants to make money. And she's terrible. She starts shit with Jesse Smiles because she's pro-rape. She supports rape and apologizes for rapists. Like that kind of shit, right? Like,
yeah.
When you're going in that fucking direction, I'm sorry, but come on, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, like there are legitimately some awful fucking people that have been on the platform or who used to be on the platform. One name would be like Onision, right? Onision hasn't done anything illegal, but he's gone to that fucking line and walked around it, right? Like with the fucking getting a minor to travel outside her home state. Well, he travels outside his home state so they can go to a state where it would be illegal for him to have sex with her.
Her home country, actually, because remember, she's believe she was Canadian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, her home country. Right, so all of these are really fucking bad, right? All of these are really fucking bad. I think it is creepy. I think it's wrong. I think he should be in fucking prison for doing something like that. But he worked his way around the laws because he's very well versed in the laws, right? That sort of shit Onision has done. Okay, there are people like that exist on the platform, right? A fucking Lion Maker, right? People like that exist on the platform. Gabby Hanna, I don't think is anywhere near those fucking levels. And the problem with it is they keep going back to fucking Jesse Smiles. And when you look at that situation with Jesse Smiles, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
I don't think. Who is this person? Hello Leash? Who is this?
This is some fucking T channel that fucking makes Gabby Hanna content who got into shit with Willie Mack. He tried to she was saying that she would take on all criticism. Yeah. She said that,
well, never mind. I was gonna say maybe
so it's basically a creep show or 2.0, right?
I wouldn't say that.
Creep show is just as bad.
Wait, Creepshow has Gabby Hanna?
Creepshow Art was just as bad as this person, though I never actually saw her get like fucked over by people, which is funny.
Creepshow,
it's funny to me.
Well, Creepshow Art is substantially worse than everybody else.
Yeah, but like everybody was friends with her. That's why I find it funny. It's like you would think that Augie and them would be able to handle women like this, considering they were friends with women like this. I'm just saying.
Oh, you mean okay? Well, the thing is, Creepshow, I think this type of person would change her personality depending on who she was talking to, right?
What, this one?
No, I'm talking about Creepshow.
Creepshow. Yeah, she was rather two-faced, right?
Yeah, so like she probably had a different face around those guys than she did around other people.
I don't know. Do you think that's worse or better, actually? Because she's a piece of shit.
No, I think that's worse. I think that's worse. But when I'm talking about like this specific YouTuber, this Hello Leash girl,
I've never even heard of her until recently, actually.
Yeah, well, she's a T channel. She's like a mid-tier T channel, right? But now she wants to make a name for herself. So what she did was she called out all the fucking commentary channels, right? They're all fucking awful. And but she added that she would take on any criticism and that she would have any productive conversation with anyone that disagreed with her. And then she did it on her live stream with sub only on, while her moderators were timing out anyone disagreeing with her.
I'd have to give verification on that actually happening because I don't know.
You know what? You
wasn't there. I can't say that for sure.
You should probably ask Tipster when you get a chance, girl. Just ask her flat out because I know Tipster got into it with her. I think he was actually the first one to really get into it with her and was going back and forth with her.
Well, to my understanding, she had a lot of people blocked.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she. I don't think she blocked Tipster. I think Tipster was
not Tipster. I think it was the other people in the commentary, like fucking Nicholas and
Nick Diorio and
yeah.
I wonder if she blocked him.
I don't know. What I do know is she said that she was willing to talk to Tipster because she heard that he was more reasonable or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she should do that. She should talk to Tipster.
Well, yeah, but then she backed out of talking to Tipster after agreeing to talk to Tipster.
Well, then
that's my understanding too.
The opportunity to talk to Tipster. No, fuck her. I don't like her anymore. That's it. That's all. It's done. No more.
God, fucking Crow out of context. Goddamn Crow, keep that freeze frame.
You should. I think Tipster's streaming right now. You should go to his chat right now and ask him, "Hey Tipster, what's she saying?" See if he'll say it on ours, just to freaking save time.
Is Tipster actually live streaming right now?
Yeah, he's actually live streaming right now. You should hit him up in his chat and be like, "Hey Tipster, what did this Hello Leash girl say?"
Oh, Augie's streaming right now. Augie and
everybody's streaming.
Tipster's not streaming. Oh yeah, he is. You're right.
Everybody's streaming right now.
Everybody's streaming tonight.
Tipster the GOAT, dude. Tipster got 788 viewers. Augie has 365. Bow down, Augie. The big Tipster down.
That's funny. You should have him in the chat, see if he'll answer that, because I know he had an exchange with her for a while, like for hours, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? That's the only reason I became aware of it, is because I saw that he had a back and forth going on with her for what seemed like a couple hours. So, and then I saw Willie Mack was also kind of like chiming in on it too. So,
yeah, well, because like Willie Mack actually went into like criticizing. It's like, if you're going to accept criticism but you're on sub only, people have to subscribe to you to criticize you. That's not fair, right? Like, like that's like, honestly, it's a cheap thing to do, because like all you're doing is like, well, give me a subscribe and then you can fucking talk to me. That's bullshit, right? Like it is. I get that it's not that hard to get around it, but like if the moment they do that, your mods then time them out, then you're not accepting fucking criticism. And like, it's a little bullshit to be there and go like, well, I don't know any of this stuff is going on. Like, bullshit. Like, I'm the least attentive person to my chat, right? I really am. Okay. There are times where I miss super chats and my chat doesn't even move that fucking fast. Right. Like, cause I'm so invested in what's going on. Right. But you're going to tell me that you didn't notice all of this shit constantly fucking happening, or like fucking happening. I know it's saying like, get more. Other people have said that this shit was going on. Right. Willie Mack has screenshotted that they did it to him. I don't think that comment deserves getting timed out. Right. It's actual fucking criticism. Right. You're saying that you will accept fucking criticism. Meanwhile, you're streaming with sub only on. And that got him with the fucking timeout. And I guess it's because they're going to sit there and go like, oh, but Willie Mack's been fucking terrible to us. They're like, I don't care. If he went up there and said, hey, ho, what you fucking doing?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even come in.
That's not what he fucking did.
Well, that's the thing. From what I saw, at least, nobody came in hot against her. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody came in just, from what I saw, at least, and I could be wrong. Maybe somebody else did at some point, but at least from what I saw from Willie Mack, I mean, Willie Mack just is Willie Mack. He's chill. He'll have fun with it. But he's not really being like aggressive. You can tell he's not really like coming at her hard. He wasn't cursing at her. He didn't say anything derogatory towards her. And I don't think Tipster did either. Although I can't, like I said, I don't know how long that conversation went on between the two. And maybe there was something that was missed, but it didn't seem like, at least from what I saw, that anybody came at her like super aggressively, like saying, fuck you or anything like that to her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So.
No, like that's the thing. I think the worst you get is maybe Augie just fucking laughing at her. I think that'd be like the worst you could probably see from some of these guys. But like they will give her actual criticism, things she's not responding to.
But okay, whatever. But that to me is not like hostile though. You know what I mean?
No, it's not, right? Like the thing is, nobody's being hostile to her. She's coming out hot. They're responding, and then she's like, "Oh, you're just jerks." Everyone's telling me that you're jerks, so I'm not letting you talk to me, but I'll talk to anybody else that isn't a jerk. Like it's just so fucking annoying to deal with these people, right? People in the fucking team community, that's what's frustrating to talk to them, right? Because they will set a fucking standard. You'll meet that standard, they'll go like, let me move the fucking. You also need to be a level 12 paladin, like it's stupid shit like that, right? It's like as soon as you meet whatever standard they set, I will accept productive conversations. Okay, I'm here, and I'm going to criticize the fact that you're saying you'll accept criticism with sub only on. Timeout, I'm not responding to that. You're mean. It's frustrating dealing with these people. It really fucking is.
I say Aura's here. Aura's in the house.
Aura, hey, Aura, I'm glad you're here. Because I'm going to be right back really quick. I just need to grab something to drink.
Okay.
Just some water.
That means you got to take over, Aura.
I'm seeing Tipster pop off right now. It's pretty funny. I like Tipster getting worked up when he gets all pissed off and he lays.
No, his blood pressure.
Wait, what happened?
No,
is Tipster going off right now?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that word.
Don't say what? Don't say what? He needs to be careful. He needs to be safe.
Is Tipster going off right now?
He's good. He's good. Also, who's playing with a fucking joystick right now? Is that
me? I'm playing with a joystick. Fuck yeah. I'm high as shit.
Wait, what are you playing?
I've never played Smash Brothers. High as shit.
What are you playing?
I was like, I've never done this
before.
Play
Smash Brothers, you said.
Dog, get on. Oh, fuck. I gotta download it again. I gotta download everything again.
Download it again, bitch. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
You're gonna play Yoshi? You're gonna use Joker? I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'll fuck you up, dog. I'll fuck you up, dog. You won't even know.
Dog, I played against League players in the past. Dog.
What is happening right now?
I played against the Elite Four in the past.
Then bring up the sticks, bitch. Bring up the sticks and let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I like that Aura just came in here. He's just playing video games. No, I don't play Smash Brothers, man. I've been playing Smash Brothers since like the very first one.
Get Crow to get on too.
Jeez, I don't play shit, but I love that Aura just.
He has it.
Get Vic on too. Let's do a fucking. Let's do 4 people.
Let's do a 4G. Let's do a 4G. A 4 guys.
Let's go,
game.
Let's do it, dog. Fucking
go.
4 guys, one game.
Do that while we fucking watch some Tipster news, right?
What are we
Tipster?
We're gonna fucking fight to the Tipster theme song.
Yeah. I love Tipster. Tipster's great, honestly. Like he really is really funny.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah,
he's got that. He's got that charm to him, wouldn't you say, Laura?
What? Charm? What? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He said,
I don't know. I don't find him charming. I don't find him charming like at all.
Everyone loves the Tip. Did you see that gender bent version of Tipster?
What?
The Tipster, yeah.
I think
if you ever want to see,
what are you guys talking about?
Tipster has merchandise, right? Tipster has merchandise, and somebody made a female version of him for some reason.
What?
Yeah, dog. You didn't see it.
Yeah.
Got there, Doug. It's on Twitter.
It's called the Titster. It's called the Titster because we needed that, on Earth. You know what I mean? There's the vaccine in Titster. Out of the fucking two, On
God.
What?
On God. On God, Aura. Yeah. On God.
That's
on guard. Let's fucking
go. On God. Salt the slug. Yes.
Salt the slug? Oh yeah.
Go out of context.
It's happening.
Wait, is that a slug? No, that's not even a slug. Those aren't slugs. No.
Hey, so has Steve resolved this situation?
Nope.
Oh, I see.
In a sense.
It depends on what you mean by solve the situation. Yeah.
I know, right?
I like how you just came in here and just like I'm just playing Smash Brothers and I'm high.
I'm out for the night. Also, if I start Pokemon teaching, I'll get more.
It's true.
What the hell?
It's the truth.
You just jumped in here with that though. It's just like just playing Smash and I'm high.
Aura.
I didn't mean to even come in. I was like, oh, I'm in. What's up?
Lol.
How you doing, man?
Are you back or are you back?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good.
Bro, what are you talking about? What was the last thing?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so hey, listen. Yokai Dragon had this amazing idea. We would do like a parody fucking teen channel, right? But for fucking Pokemon. And like you're gonna fucking yell out, what the fuck is this shit? Or what the hell is this shit? Right? At the end of every episode. Yeah.
We did that for Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield was trash, like fucking. Don't you remember?
No, but like an actual teen channel, but for Pokemon.
Like what? Oh, so I can say they're doing lolly porn now and shit like that.
We probably don't want to go that fucking hard on it. We probably don't want to go that fucking hard on in the first episode, but that's the right idea. That is the right idea.
Okay.
Shut up. Fact of my feelings.
Yeah, I know it is. That's why I said it. Yeah.
You don't understand, or what you didn't take into account.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Any fucking.
I'm a victim
any ass washing, sink using piece of shit. Yeah. Every victim of
I have nothing to lose.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
One of our favorite people used to say that.
What are we talking about? What's going on here?
I don't know. Crow, get back on track.
Really cool.
Let's go.
Oh, this bitch is stupid. Gabby Hanna's kind of a bitch too. Willie Mack is a fucking Chad.
Yeah, he said his girlfriend has big tits and a nice ass. So.
Well, that would definitely mean that you're a Chad. Okay, let's go.
The burning questions.
Okay, all right. So I want to talk to you about how fucking insane this is, right? So like, okay. We all know who Vaush is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
My friend Griff called him a pedophile.
Oh, that's probably because he consistently defends CP.
Yeah, he said that too.
Yeah.
And then I had to go disavow because I'm a YouTuber and he's not.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say he's a pedophile. What I will say is he's made some questionable statements in defense of CP and age of consent laws. So take that for what it is.
Yeah, but Shoe on Head is still cool with him for some reason, right?
Yeah, look, I don't care. Like these people, they're in their own segment of YouTube.
Vaush.
Now, I do find these debates that they do entertaining. So I have watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Vaush is kind of a piece of shit, right? And a lot of people say it. I think a lot of people do say it without actually watching his content or watching other people debate him in full, right? Because it's so easy to like pull a clip of Vaush, right? Being a fucking idiot. But when you like watch him do it live, it is just it gets really frustrating watching him talk to certain people because he'll do one of two approaches. One approach is I'm the bigger boy, right? Like I have a bigger channel, I have a bigger audience, I can fucking talk down to you, right? The other way he does it is he snivelingly agrees with basically everything that the other person is saying, while also kind of like trying to change certain aspects of the conversation to be more favorable to his side, right? But he's very agreeable, right? He doesn't want to get hot and heated with people.
Oh, he did that on Tim Pool's.
Oh, yeah. He's done it a couple times, right? Then other times, like the things will just fucking come out immediately. and it comes like, I'm the bigger boy. I'm more intelligent than you. I am more educated.
Yeah, I mean that just reminds me of just YouTubers in general. Some of them do that. Like as you were describing it, if I didn't know we were talking about Vaush, I would have been like, "Wait, are you talking about Augie?" Like literally, I was like,
Well, I guess with Vaush, like the thing that, like I guess everybody does the "I'm the bigger boy" thing, right? Like everybody does it. Even like a smaller YouTuber will do it to a bigger YouTuber. I'm smarter, more intelligent than you are, right? Everybody like comes with that fucking ego. I guess the better way of saying it is like he'll do the he does the racism and sexism and that kind of fucking shit.
He talks down to people that can't get him ahead, I think, because he knows that they can't get him ahead or they can't do anything for his career or whatever he wants to accomplish on the internet. But the people like Tim Pool or whatever, whenever he's on a big stage, he tries to act more professional there because he wants to get in good with them, at least on terms where his brand can expand, I think.
Oh, I will say that I would agree with you there because he's made several statements about like the optics. I remember like him and Destiny got into this huge heated shit, right? Because Destiny says he doesn't accept sponsorships from certain people because it doesn't fit with his ideology, right? Vaush says, well, I don't accept sponsorships because it doesn't work with the aesthetics for my channel, right? And look, at the end of the day, you could argue the same thing. I think that's pretty different when you're saying, look, I don't agree with that person, so I'm not going to feature them, right? Like if I'm a gaming YouTuber, I don't agree with these fucking mobile freemium games, so I'm not going to fucking plug Raid Shadow Legends on my channel, right? Yeah. I won't accept the sponsorship no matter how lucrative it is. This is a little different if you say, well, you know, if I put that on my channel, then my audience would be like, but you're a socialist, so you know, it just doesn't really work with my socialist aesthetic that I've got going on. Right? I really built up this socialist brand.
His target audience. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I would accept it if not for the fact that it would make it look like I'm a huge hypocrite to these people. Like he makes these like they're very similar, I guess, in the statement of your audience would call you on your bullshit immediately. But it's just the way that they say it. Like one person's like, well, I don't agree with that person. The other person's going like, yeah, my audience would be really fucking pissed if I did that. What the fuck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, Crow, Vaush wears pull-ups. He is the bigger boy. Voosh.
Voosh. Yeah, he's spelling it Voosh.
Okay, I'm speeding this the fuck up, though.
Who is this?
Okay. This is the crazy thing, right? So this video's got like 132,000 views, right? 12,000 likes, 841 dislikes. This YouTuber, okay, has 2 videos. His first video was uploaded 5 days ago. And that video is the one we are watching right now.
Whoa, what kind of video is this?
It's a video basically like just criticizing Vaush and like calling him out on this bullshit.
Is it like is he speaking in it or is it just like
no, he speaks in it. He speaks in it. Yeah.
Share the audio.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look, Count Dankula commented on the video. Yeah, so like he goes into like the debate that he did with Count Dankula, and he points out like you've agreed with Count Dankula on like literally everything, right? But like there's a moment in the debate where like they're debating over whether or not Count Dankula is a white supremacist. But there's like a moment in the debate where he goes like, well, we don't want to platform any white supremacists. I'm sure you agree. And like Count Dankula agrees. And he's like, so why are you still fucking doing this? Right? Yeah. Like, and then like at the end of it, he puts out this statement where he says, well, I don't think he is a white supremacist. I do think that he still harbors whites. It's like, you know, the bullshit fucking weaselly shit that Vaush does, right? But Vaush's DSP's long lost child. Vaush hasn't completely hit the DSP phase yet. I think he will one day. What is this? Sargon commented on the video, so to me, everything good is gone. Let's watch it.
This video, without a background in online politics, Vaush is one of the biggest online political figures at the moment. He advocates for anti-capitalist, left-wing political positions, and currently holds a great degree of influence in online political discourse. In this video, I'm making the argument that Vaush is a genuinely evil person. And I understand that may sound like clickbait, but if you stick with me, I intend to fully defend the position.
Okay, so, first off, I think he does point out that Vaush is, like, intentionally manipulative and will fucking lie, right? But I remember, I think Vaush, I don't know if this is his specific ideology. Someone told me this, and I think they were speaking about Vaush at the time. But basically, it's this idea that there is no truth. Power is the only truth. So as long as you hold power, you hold truth, right? So whatever gets you ahead, that's true, right? It's a very twisted mentality that basically argues that there is no universal truth. It is whatever will get you ahead in life. It's whatever grants.
Doesn't that go with the thing you say, perception is reality?
Yeah, a little bit. Except in this scenario, right? It's if I have more power than you do, I have the power to tell you what is or is not true, and you must accept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be the logical conclusion of that mentality, right? Although it would be similar to saying perception is reality, right? Look, if you perceive something a certain way, that is your truth, right? In the sense that, like, if I see, how do I say it, right? Perceptions being reality, right? Toy Bounty Hunter says a statement. I find it offensive because I don't understand the concept. My perception of that of what is reality there would be Toy Bounty Hunter said something offensive to be offensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how a lot of people would see a situation. Now, that's why the responsible thing to do would be to go get context, right?
Right.
In Vaush's world, though, there is no fucking thing as the truth, right? The truth is whoever has the power.
That's his ideology?
No, that I want to be clear in the sense that that's something somebody said to me, and I'm not sure if that's what Vaush has claimed his ideology to be, but it's something I've heard like people argue in academia, though, that reality is only built upon power structure. So whoever holds the power structure basically controls the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem to, unfortunately, too like illogical, because it does seem like that does happen.
Well, I mean, like history is shaped by the winner, right?
Yeah,
that's one way of arguing it.
Yeah,
yeah. So if that is his mindset, then it's not wrong for him to be a manipulative piece of shit, a fucking social climber, and to, lie to people or to make seriously deranged claims about people and then immediately fucking walk back from them while also maintaining that you didn't actually lose the argument.
Whenever I hear that, I think to the I don't know, the first thing that comes to my mind is obviously politicians and anybody that holds a huge amount of power in the real world, such as like maybe a corporation of sorts, where I'm sure this happens way more often than you think, right? How do you make those deals with people of higher status than you or equal status? Like everybody wants to have everybody wants to get a good deal. Everybody wants to be, the top person. So I would imagine these things happen more often, right?
Well, okay. So he actually points out something. I just want to, I want to just comment on this real quick. Just go to his channel. He throws white supremacist Nazi around. You don't know whether he's just playing parody or not. The thing, like, he unironically calls people fucking Nazis and white supremacists, or he'll argue that they have like white supremacist mentality, that kind of bullshit, right? And it gets really frustrating listening to the guy because he'll have these conversations with people and then turn around and immediately fucking call them a fucking Nazi, right? Or go like, oh, that guy's really giving me some serious Nazi vibes. Like, it must suck to think that there's that many people online that are just like straight up fucking Hail Hitler fucking people, right? Like it must fucking suck to live in that world.
It kind of like I understand why he does that. It's the easiest way to label somebody and basically tell your audience, the people that agree with you, he's against us. He stands for, or they stand for everything we don't. So it starts with the, okay, they're bad, we're good kind of thing. And it helps. It helps. Like it's an effective and fast way to label people, right? And be like, okay, they're the opposition. Because that's how people most of the time want it. They want it like quick and easy, just like that. Help me understand. That's why people, there's not a lot of people that want nuance or look deeper into a truth. They just want the surface level shit. They're like, oh, credible person says this. Okay, why even question it? Just like and retweet. Who cares, right? I think people have so much going on in their real lives sometimes that they just want easy to digest statements or content from people that have power, like high power. Like Vaush has a lot of power because a lot of people gave him that power, and now that he has the power, then maybe he worked at some point to build it up a little bit, but now it's like it's getting to the point where it's like, oh well, we're just gonna follow it because it's Vaush and he appeals to everything I stand for. Why even question it at this point?
Yeah, no, sorry. I would agree with you there. When people follow these political figures, right? I think in any circle, you look at Vaush being on the left wing, right wing person who would be a what is Vaush's channel size? I really don't know.
It's growing. I think it's I have to be at the 100,000s, but let me go check.
I thought it was more than that. I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then
373,000.
Yeah. So that's a large audience, but the way he built it up, originally he was one of the Destiny people, right? And then he grew up off of Destiny, and then he became a big boy of his own, and he just slowly started growing. But he grew from fucking controversy, right? He would say insanely stupid shit, right? And then refuse to back down from it. But then he would agree with the people criticizing him, but then he would refuse to back down from his position. And I'm just like, what am I watching, right? And they would go around and call him a fucking Nazi.
The reason I think the reason he stands by the claims that he made, the stupid claims he makes, it's there are enough people out there that believe that, right? So all Vaush has to do, and I think he either figured this out already, or he just does it subconsciously. He knows that as long as he stands by his beliefs, no matter how stupid they are, because Vaush is not the only internet celebrity out there that has stupid ideas, but he's so into it. He's so into it. He believes it. So he believes it, and so the people believe it. Right?
Well, what's hilarious about that statement, and I'm going to agree with you, is he addressed this video on his stream. You know how he addressed it? He played roughly 5 minutes, disagreed, and called it bullshit, and then moved on.
I have actually, the funny thing is I've seen other people do that as well, but not in the political sphere that Vaush is in. It was stupid commentary shit. I saw somebody had a video made on them. It was like 13 minutes maybe. They played 2 minutes of it, went over a little bit of the quote unquote criticisms, downplayed it, and then just basically did the same thing. Nobody cared though.
Zero the hero. Everything is out of okay. Actually, hold on before I read this comment. I agree with you. I think it's how a lot of people try to respond to controversy in general, right? When that's usually the best way of doing it, because you can say, well, look, I played it. I'm not going to play an hour and a half. Yeah. I saw some stuff in there. I've watched the thing. I agree with some stuff. I disagree with other stuff. You give that response later on, right? People really come at you. But he can always say, look, I did show it. People can go watch it. They're really interested. But I played part of it. It was uninteresting, and I didn't find it be truthful. So he can give this very generic, basic ass response. All he has to do is play a few minutes of the video.
I will say it's very smart though. It's a very smart tactic for people of that status, because this is why it's so deja vu to me, because I've seen a lot of people do this too. Whenever they get criticized and whenever they look over their detractors' videos.
Well, I think what helps Vaush out is when it comes to all the people that come at him, right? I don't think he lets it get to him, right? I will give him that, right? I don't think he lets it really get to him.
Yeah.
People will come at him 6 ways, in all fucking ways, right? And he'll just keep taking the beating. He'll say a statement about how he disagrees with certain things about age of consent laws, right? Certain things about CP and the morality behind it, right? Things of that nature. Okay. And and like people like maliciously fucking go after him because you go get into that sort of shit, right? That unironically will quote unquote trigger people, and he'll take it all, and like he'll fire up a stream and he just won't respond to any of it. You know, like, yeah, I made the statement, and anyways, so we're gonna be talking about this thing here. Like,
well, that's how he gets. That's also he gets good traffic to his channel that way too, because you're gonna go to his channel anyway. You're gonna boost the viewpoint or the view count up, and that's some of these. They say no publicity is bad publicity. Yeah. Right. It's like
what he needs. It would just, but it's not just that, right? He has so many people that will come into his chat, right? He'll wait for one person to say something incredibly stupid and dumb, and then he'll highlight that incredibly stupid and dumb person and just spank them, right? I've watched him do it a few times. Like people in his chat like try to like actually argue a point, right? And he'll grab like the dumbest, like the lowest fucking hanging fruit possible and just put him on the spot, right?
Yeah,
and you see that happen a lot too.
That's another good tactic that, again, not only he used, I've seen other people use it too. It's you pick the lowest hanging fruit, like you say, and then you put them on blast, and then you rope everybody in together, all the detractors in together with that one statement, right? Yeah, and then
it's a tried and true method.
Yeah, it works. It's very effective. Like I don't know if people taught him this. I don't know if he just picked up on it, but yeah, he does the things that help him stay on top, and it's like I don't know. I don't know if I can really necessarily hate him. I think like I'm sure there are a lot of people that hate Vaush, but it's like he's just doing what other people actually do. So it's like I don't know. Do you hate him, Crow?
Oh, Vaush, like hate is a very strong word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dislike.
No, hate.
Yeah. I mean, well, you don't. Well, obviously you don't hate him, but do you dislike him?
No, I do. It's a very strong word. I completely agree.
You do hate him.
I'm playing a fucking video calling "Is Vaush unironically evil?" And the conclusion is yes. So yes, I think hate is a very, I think it's a very strong word, and I think it's defined very clearly here. Yeah. I'm gonna I can't
say I don't know, but I think that here's the thing I will say, because I did now that you showed that video, I did see a little bit of it, and there is things that I thought what was interesting. What he said was, at least in regards to Sam Harris, I thought it was kind of ironic, some of the things that he said about Sam Harris, saying how Sam Harris is like a pseudo-intellectual. I was like, bro. I was just like, really? You're saying that while making these kind of arguments? Really?
Well, like the thing is, I remember he did this debate with Actual Justice Warrior, right? And in the debate, they're going into these like crime.
Are you talking about the debate where Actual Justice Warrior trashed them?
Oh my god! Well, like
you talking about that debate?
Well, the thing with Vaush is, if he gets like trashed right in a debate, he just doesn't acknowledge it. He just goes like, "No, I was right. That guy was a fucking Nazi." like that's basically the argument. It's comical, yeah. But his audience fucking loves it. Yeah, his audience loves it. Like they're the people.
It's a good gimmick. It's a good gimmick. It's a good
gimmick. They're the people that like. There's this like fucking. I think it's like the Stone Toss comic, right? The dude's out in public. He pisses his pants, right? And everybody starts laughing at him, and the dude's just like, rent free, right? Like they're the embodiment of that fucking comic, right? People that piss themselves in public get laughed at, and they're just like all in the fucking bubble together, going like, fucking got him. Like Jesus, dude.
Basically.
Oh man. Crow, you got to check out the new Robot Chicken link I posted. It's really bad. Where is it? You posted my Discord server. Oh man, we get fucking taken down immediately, wouldn't we? You say you sent it. I don't see a link. Is there a link in the chat? The only reason why I'm stopping is just if it's interesting enough, I can go into it before we play the video. because I'm about to hit play and we're not going to stop for a while. Where's this link? Is it here? Let me see. I don't know. You said you posted a link. Nope. I think I'm okay. What? Okay. Well, hold on. It's got Drake Bell voicing it. Well, where did you link it? Seriously, where'd you link it? Do you link it to me on Twitter? Guys, Drake Bell was in an episode of Robot Chicken.
What was he? What? I don't know. Like recently or what? Is that
Drake Bell was Timmy
on?
Turner. Yes, it's still going on. It's never going to end.
Oh, hey, wait. Drake Bell was Timmy Turner? Wait, in the movie?
He was Timmy. In the live action movie. He was Timmy Turner.
Hey.
I don't count that as canon, so it doesn't matter.
I said something in the
Bush Hartman does.
I said something in the StreamYards chat there for you, Crow.
No, say it out loud. Say it out loud.
An oldie but goodie.
I will play that because that shit there is something I played on stream before. It's fucking hilarious. Okay.
Still makes me laugh.
Okay. Nero, I got to move on, man, but I'm going to play this. I'm going to play a smaller, shorter clip really quick. Okay. And if you can find me a link, I might be willing to play it. That's the best I can offer. Here, though, let me share screen. Okay. This is my favorite Vaush thing ever. Wait, did Fish News post the link? Is that a link to? No, it's a meme. Okay, never mind. Okay. As Vaush is trending now is the perfect time to remember this beautiful moment. This is like one of the times like Vaush was like, you know, being a little bit, you know, up in his element, right? And he got caught with his pants down. It's fucking hilarious. I played it on stream before. It's great.
Obviously, the premise of this comic is ludicrous. If you're taking a look at the actual amount of violence committed right now, she does far more harm to the world than Antifa ever could. And we've yet to have an Antifa shooting. Antifa has yet to kill a single person. Oh, now they're killing people? Oh, yeah. We're in the description. Oh, God. Don't worry about it. Dayton shooter. Anyway, this is a
I like how that really got him off his game.
I love the God. You can hear it. You can hear it, right? Because he goes like, "Oh, they're killing somebody now," right? Like he's so ready to just fucking dunk, right?
Get to kill a single person,
but then he dismisses it.
People? Oh yeah,
what?
We're in the description. Oh God.
Oh God.
He says it as if he just opened up gay porn on stream, though.
I know, it's great.
It's like, oh no, send me a link. Holy fucking gay porn. I put it on stream. Oh no, oh God.
I got duty.
Oh, he's not violating TOS.
Yeah.
I gotta do just one more time. Just one more time.
Oh, now they're killing people? Oh yeah, we're in the description. Oh God. Don't worry about it. Dayton
I like how they use the music from Earthbound when you get into a fight in Earthbound.
This is obviously
this is
what's this one?
At the end of the day, and I really hope you internalize this, you got blown the fuck out. And it's not because your points are bad. It's because your points are bad and you're stupid.
I think he was talking to somebody that's
You're fat. At the end of the day, and I really...
I wonder what this one is from, though.
Oh, was that somebody actually debated, or was it just somebody in the chat, or did somebody just...
Did Vaush ever lose his cool? Did Vaush ever have a fucking tantrum online and just told his opponent to kill himself repeatedly?
Aura, what is with the KYS stuff? Why are you asking that question?
Because maybe you can answer. You watch Vaush, I don't. So has he ever had a fucking meltdown where he blew up in the fucking chat and telling everyone to fucking kill themselves?
Debate people.
Has he done that in a debate or not? Fuck, man.
No.
I don't understand why that's so hard to answer. Like, yes, no. Like, holy shit.
Crow. Aura came on to the stream, high and playing a video game. He came in really.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, so we're gonna go back into watching the Vaush video, but someone just sent Nero just sent me the this Adult Swim clip.
Cool.
Okay. This is does anyone remember what this is? I'm gonna need to, I'm sorry, I need to be a little bit more high before I play this because I already know what's gonna I know what this shit is, and it's gonna be fucking cursed. Apparently Adult Swim, after Drake Bell got arrested and charged for the inappropriate text with a minor, decided to get him to voice a character on Adult Swim for the iCarly set. I have no fucking clue. This sounds going to be fucking bad.
Adult Swim for iCarly.
Huh?
Nothing. I thought you said Adult Swim iCarly.
Are you sure? Wait. Are you sure?
No, not iCarly. I'm sorry. I said iCarly. I said iCarly because that was the fucking sister.
You said they got him to
Josh.
You sure that you said they got him to voice a character on this after?
That's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. They say.
Are you sure it's not just? Are you sure
it
it's
might
not
be
just
someone who
timing?
sounds like him. It might be someone who sounds like him.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I mean, I don't know his voice all that well, so I guess.
My name is Blake Bell. I'm not Drake Bell. Blake Bell is. You think he's going to rebrand like that? He's going to try and hide like a fucking jackass. I think he'll do it.
You think so? Blake
Yeah,
Bell?
Drake Bell. Yeah, Blake Bell. I think he's got it. I think he's going to do it. Calling it now. Jesus, what are you doing? Lighting up my meth kit, bruh. Trying to fucking get down with the
I'm dabbing. Shut the fuck up, dude. Come on.
Uptown funk you up, dog. You see what I'm saying?
All right, let's play it. Let's play it. And by the way, Drake and Josh, not iCarly. I said iCarly because I got the shows confused because the girl was in both shows.
Well, hello there, ladies.
We were actually hoping your hot brother was here to take our order.
You ladies want to skip the movie and take turns making out?
That's right.
Drake has it so easy. If I
Okay, I don't think that's the same voice actor.
I don't think that's them at all. That's not Josh, because that's supposed to be Josh Peck's character, is it?
Well, no, that is supposed to be Josh Peck's character. Definitely not him. I don't think that's Drake Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I really don't think that. Nero, you sure it is? AZ credited in the show? Oh my gosh, they were credited. No way. Holy shit. I gotta keep playing.
If I look like him, I'd be the one getting the girls.
Josh, I don't pay you to monologue. Get back to work.
But Drake just left.
I really do
to go
wish.
make out with
I
girls
miss
again.
watching
Maybe
Adult
if you
Swim.
look like him, you'd get the same allowances he does as a hot person.
If only there was a way to take his face off his face and put it on my face and take my face off my face.
God damn it, are you doing Face Off? I mean, it's a classic, I admit, but I'm wondering how bad this is going to get. But so far, it seems like just a normal Drake and Josh parody.
And put it on his face.
Another day of minimal work thanks to my face.
What's up, brother? I know we're not related, but now it's like looking in a mirror.
Why do you have my face?
So sorry, brother, but your days of being the hot popular one are over. I took your face off your face and put it on my face.
It's literally just a parody of Face Off with Drake and Josh.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, it's put his face on another face instead of his face being on his face. Like, it's creepy. Like, some of the Robot Chicken stuff gets a little creepy, but this is basically just a face-off parody, I think.
Yeah.
I took my face off my face and put it on your face.
I feel like there's got to be an easier way to say that.
There isn't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a harem of tween girls to attend to. Ta-ta.
Oh, Jesus.
There it is.
I was surprised he's okay with that being in there.
No. Okay. All right. I don't think they're referencing.
I do. I most definitely do.
Maybe it gets into it further in. Like,
okay, look, either all right, look, if it is like Drake Bell actually doing the voice, either one of two things, right? He filmed this a while ago, or he recorded for it a while ago, and it's just now, and it's just bad. It's just really bad timing. Or I mean, yeah, they were just like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and he was just like, I mean, you guys are hiring me for work, so fuck it.
No one else will.
Nobody else is gonna pay me now, so okay.
Yeah, okay. So, like, this person even says, the fact that they got the actual actors to reprise their roles for this skit, animation is a lengthy process, so this was probably finished before the news came out. But talk about bad timing on all fronts. Like, that is fucking awful timing.
Yeah, I would assume that they recorded this a while ago, because you got to remember, they got to produce these shows. These shows don't, as soon as they're done recording, they don't premiere.
Oh, my God.
Holy
shit.
It's both of them.
Josh Peck. Oh, no.
Do you think Josh Peck is going to disavow?
Oh, Josh, disavow it immediately. Put out a public statement. Save your career. Josh, save your career. Throw Drake under the fucking bus.
Could you imagine that they cancel him just for being in this episode? How could you do this with him? You know, knowing I didn't know this was recorded last year.
Josh, you're too good. You're too good of a person. Don't let them do this to you. Disavow this immediately. Tell them you had no clue. Tell them you did not know any of this was going on, and that you asked the studio not to run the episode.
Yeah. Man, yeah, the timing is, man, it's not good. Because the thing is, you can imagine, like, Josh, why are you still working with him? He's like, oh, I disavowed him.
Josh, please.
Please
tell everyone that you disavow this. Tell them all that you disavow.
I disowned him. He's not my brother anymore.
Oh, man. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
My twin groupies. Surprise! Where did you get a gun? Someone on the street gave it to me because I'm hot. Rhetorical question, brother, because I've had the same thing happen to me my whole life.
This is just a face-off parody, though. They just, oh God, they shouldn't have put the fucking tween harem in there. They just shouldn't have put that fucking joke in there.
What if Drake Bell insisted it? What if Drake Bell insisted that be in there?
I don't know, man.
It's just, bad timing.
But Josh, I mean, Drake started it. Doesn't matter. He's hot. He's allowed to start shootouts in public places. Thanks, babe. Dodge.
Oh my gosh.
That just like went fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's just, that one reference is all it takes for it to, no. It's just like, oh,
They did this skit already? Oh, that's the greatest crime here. I gotta admit, I think, look, man, if none of the news had come out about Drake Bell, right? Everybody would have looked at this episode and would have been like, oh man, that's so cool. They got the original actors and everything. Now it's like, oh my fucking God, why would you release this?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you have to, like, it makes you wonder, like, what, like, I wouldn't be surprised because, it's freaking Twitter, man. They're probably going to try to cancel Josh Peck. Why are you working with Drake Bell? How could you make fun of...
Honestly, I don't think so, only because...
I don't know, man. You never know. People are stupid, man. They're probably like, even though obviously this is something that was done beforehand, you know what I mean? Anybody with any kind of, rational thought knows that, but
Josh Peck and Drake Bell weren't on, like, speaking terms, or not even speaking terms. They didn't just, like, argue, but, like, Josh Peck kind of distanced himself a long time ago. He didn't even invite Drake Bell to the wedding, and he got fucking furious at him. And
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then everybody found out about how much debt Drake Bell was in.
Yeah.
Which is insane because, like, you would have thought about, like, all the fucking money this guy's made.
Well, remember, he was a child actor. Well, remember, he was a child actor, though, too.
Oh, right,
Up until a certain point, remember, whoever had guardianship over him was probably making bad financial decisions, you know what I mean? And not really, you know what I mean?
Well, but then he was an adult and he did the voice acting for Spider-Man.
Yeah, when he was an adult, so that makes you wonder. Yeah, like what happened after the fact. But remember when
and then he went to go work
actor,
for Nickelodeon. I mean, he had Nickelodeon money and Disney money.
Yeah, he did. But remember also though, voice actors, as we know, don't really make a lot. You know what I mean? So
this is true. Oh,
so who knows?
How sad. The thing is, like, their lives could not have diverted more than they actually did between Drake and Josh, right? Like, Drake went on to become a fucking failure, and Josh went on to become a fucking success, right? And it's hilarious because in the shows, Drake is a fucking failure, and Josh is the nerdy but, like, you know, not very well liked person. It's like that classic fucking trope, and it played out across the show and into real life. It's amazing.
Huh?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh. At Carson Judgement, Drake and Josh was a show run by Dan Holter Tighter. She's a fighter.
You know, it's crazy. You know that Dan Snyder was in one of my favorite movies from the 80s. He was actually one of my favorite movies growing up. No, Better Off Dead with John Cusack.
Oh,
he plays essentially the bad guy in that movie.
Oh, is he in Defeat and everything?
No, not that movie, but he is a creep in that movie.
Really?
Yes, he's like a creepy nerd in that movie.
Was he good in the role?
I mean, look, I guess you could say art imitated life. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, these just get worse. Dan, things may get sticky while I play with your Piggy Schneider. Dude, what the? Oh God, man. That is crazy.
Hold on, let me.
Why would you do
See,
that?
The thing that's messed up. Here's the thing, though. The character that he portrays in Better Off Dead, you have to question, like, was he just awkward, or is it possible that he might have been on the spectrum? You know what I mean? Because of the way they portray him in that movie. It's one of those things. It's here. Let me link a clip from it.
Dad, I hate baseball but love the minor Schneider.
I like the clip. I like the clip, Crow. So just.
Oh my God! Okay.
Just go to 38 seconds. In.
Okay.
Or actually,
I will. But you gotta admit, fucking Narrow's got fucking fire tonight.
Yeah. Or about actually, wait. It's a 30-second clip or 38-second clip, but go to about like 8 seconds in and just keep it like small, so you know you don't get hit with a. Hopefully, won't get hit with a claim or whatever. And
I appreciate the concern. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Better Off Dead. Let's go.
That is a young Dan Snyder right there. But you'll see him when he comes in.
Okay.
Shy.
Oh my God!
Yep.
He would grow up to like little children's feet. Oh God. Oh no. Imagine if the stream got hit. Don't imagine that, guys. We're doing good so far.
Monique, this is Ricky. Ricky, this is Monique, the French foreign exchange student who'll be staying with us.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Well, life's rough for a child actor, I guess. Oh my God. These get worse. Dan the Overnighter Schneider. Dan, it ain't hard to tell, but I love them under 12 Bell. Or Drake, sorry. Oh my gosh. Drake, it ain't hard to tell, but I love them under 12 Bell. God damn. Are you guys competing? Holy shit. See more. Dan, Anna Minor Schneider. Dan, the Defiler Schneider. God damn. Dan, get in my limo so I can suck your toes, Schneider. That was a little bit too on the nose, but I liked it. Went right to the fucking throat. Dan, free candy and foot rub, Schneider. Oh, God. Oh, man, that man is just fucking the worst. Holy shit. Those were great, guys. Those were fucking great. No, we're done. We're done. We're done. No more. No more. We're done. We're done.
Timestamps are in the description if you would like to jump to a specific section.
Okay, so we can go through these. He says you have to like go through all of it because it like references other things and other points. I don't really think that's super necessary, but we know that the guy argues in bad faith. Format, I don't think is that interesting. Equivocation, yeah, sure. Misinformation, absolutely. Dehumanization, I think we'll just be watching this for a while. But let's get into it. Let's get into
it. Winning a debate and winning the audience are not necessarily always the same things. Whether or not they overlap depends pretty much exclusively with how good faith the conversation is held in. In a very bad faith conversation, there can often be a really severe disconnect between the technical procession of arguments throughout the course of the events of the debate and who's believed to have won at the end.
When you're having a conversation, whether you're trying to find the truth, persuade someone, or persuade an audience, you'll be exchanging ideas, and in order for that to proceed smoothly, you'll need something called good faith. Good faith implies a number of things: sincerity, honesty, openness, and charity. This basically means you'll be playing by the rules. You aren't trying to win the conversation through duplicitous means, and the outcome of the conversation is reflective of the quality of ideas exchanged. One of these ideas merits special attention: charity. Being charitable is attempting to interpret your opponent's statements in the best manner possible, and you may have heard this referred to as steel manning. This is the opposite of straw manning, a duplicitous tactic where you purposefully attack a weaker version of your opponent's argument than what they actually presented.
Yeah, I actually have to head up. My bad, Crow. But thank you for having me on.
Anytime.
Sometime soon. Guys, you have a good night, chat. You have a good night. Fun as always.
Good night.
All right, later.
Okay. You know, one thing I learned about Prime K's is he's a One Piece fan. And so for that one thing, I'm okay with him. Anyways, I'm going to keep playing the video. But I think we all understand what don't you fucking say that. John is a fucking goddamn man. All right, so so many fucking Dan Schneider jokes. It's insane. My favorite voice actor is now gone. Prime K's Blackwash Luffy. God, it's a pit. I really don't care when people do that. Like, I really don't. I don't care. That's why I get all when people argue like, oh, you drove the character with lighter skin. I think both arguments are really dumb. I think both people are stupid when they argue them. Not to you, Fish News. I just mean like in general. I think it's just fucking art, right? It's your own fucking art. I don't care if you change the fucking skin of a character, right? Like sometimes it looks cool. Sometimes like variant colors and shit like that. I guess I don't know. Anyways. We all know what a good faith argument and bad faith argument is. I think this is going to be going into the Count Dankula situation. I think that was the first one that gets brought up. But it basically shows that even when when he's having a conversation with someone and they're agreeing, that he's arguing in bad faith the entire time. Flower Boy, good night, buddy.
Sports with enemies. And it's honestly incredible how bad faith and uncharitable some of these conversations can be. While it may be obvious to the casual observer that something is wrong, to fully understand how bad they really are, you would need to watch the conversation several times while taking notes. A good example is debating white supremacy with Count Dankula. This debate happened because Vaush accused Dankula of being a white supremacist. Dankula disagreed, so Vaush challenged him to a debate. Already, this is insanely bad faith. Vaush is refusing to take him at his word, and his only evidence in this debate is a couple of edgy tweets and jokes, knowing full well that Dankula is an edgy comedian. Telling edgy jokes is literally his job, and Vaush of all people should understand this because Vaush is also an edgy comedian.
I think in regards to it, I think when it comes to comedy, you can joke about absolutely anything and everything.
I just want to say, I've joked. Oh, sorry, please say.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I joke about different groups of people all the time on my stream. I've joked about transgender people. I've joked about black people. I've joked about Jews. Oh boy, have I done all of those things. I think that we should be able to make jokes about anything, literally anything. I would defend that to my dying breath. And I hate that there are some lefties who are legitimately like humorless fucking bad words.
Okay, so Vaush appreciates comedy that is edgy and is foul content. But like, okay, so that's really stupid then, because Count Dankula's whole thing is being edgy and fucking like Count Dankula's the guy who taught his Nazi who taught his pug to do the fucking Nazi salute, right? Like, and he got fined and everything. Like, that's Count Dankula. If you acknowledge that's a joke, like, why would you then turn around and call him white supremacist? Because that's why they call him white supremacist, because of the fucking pug shit and the jokes. I don't know, man. Like, it's really stupid. Aura, how's Smash?
It's fucking great. You should play with me. I don't know why the fuck you're not. You should.
Because we're streaming right now.
I don't care. You play fucking games on your stream all the fucking time. Fucking World of Warcraft.
Okay, first off.
Pokemon. Fucking, you know, Jack in the Box. I don't give a fuck. Like, what's up? This dude is crazy, by the way. He reminds me a little bit of you. Like, you guys got some tendencies. That's really weird.
No, we don't.
You should check your shit.
No.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to have to call you Crouch, dog. Crow with Vouch, Crouch.
What?
Crouch Shane Dawson. That should be...
You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Crouch Dawson. That's your fucking new persona. If your channel goes down, rebrand, dog. Crouch Dawson. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, dude. Those are like some of the worst people on YouTube.
Crouch Dawson? I mean, fucking shit. Oh, well. Whatever. You get what I meant.
Okay, so I'm going to keep playing the video, but thank you for the comment.
You're welcome, dog.
Yeah.
For almost everything Dankula says, there are two available explanations. The good faith explanation is that this is an edgy comedian telling edgy jokes, while the bad faith explanation is that these are proof of racism. So, arguing that Dankula is a white supremacist because he told edgy jokes is, in the strictest literal sense, Vaush being bad faith and attempting to burn a straw man. Good faith isn't even possible here, but it's made all the more amusing by something we'll learn later in the debate. Dankula is not a white supremacist. This is the worst I've ever seen Vaush lose a debate, and to the best of my knowledge, Dankula doesn't even do debates. This never needed to happen, and it's a great example of how rhetoric can't save you if you are hilariously and totally wrong. The debate begins with the moderator asking both parties to define white supremacy.
Just to clarify the term first.
Sure, yeah. So generally speaking, when I say white supremacist, I'm referring to a person who believes that there is A, some sort of fundamental distinction between the races, and B, one who believes that either the white race is superior in some empirical sense, or B, that we need to engage in policies or other social actions to prioritize that group of people.
Person who feels that white people are superior to all other races and all other races are or should be subservient to whites and things should be done only for the benefit of whites.
When they give their responses, they agree almost entirely, and they both basically give the Google definition. Both of these definitions are functional, so now that we agree on definitions, we can proceed in good faith, right?
Vaush, do you have any issues with that definition?
Yeah, that's not the actual definition. Well, that's a highly unacademic definition of white supremacy. What that does is it sets the bar so high that there's no way to ever prove that anyone is white supremacist. Because
what's hilarious is I think Count Dankula actually gave the Merriam-Webster definition for white supremacy.
Yeah.
Like the fucking dictionary definition. What was Vouch's? Hold on. When I say whites, yeah, I'm referring to a person who believes that there is some sort of fundamental distinction between the races, and one who believes that either the white race is superior in some empirical sense, or B, that we need to engage in policies or other social actions prior towards that group of people, right? And like fucking Dankula's response is a person who feels white people are superior to all other races, right? Which is the same as point A for Vouch, right? And all the races should be subservient to whites, and things should be done only for the benefit of whites. So that's B as well, right? The first statement is A and B, and the second statement is also B. I think that should have been C. I got confused there. But like, it's literally the same thing that fucking Vouch said, right? But then he immediately fucking like calls them out for the definition, and like his definition is like the fucking Google definition, right? Like the one that comes with Mealy from Merriam-Webster, right? Yeah. So like, this is really dumb. This is really dumb. Like this whole thing with Count Dankula was always really shitty, right? Because Count Dankula is like not a Nazi, right? Count Dankula is literally an edgy comedian. Like Count Dankula went and showed his balls on fucking Twitter, right? Just as a fucking joke. he like put he took a photo of his balls, like blew it up, and then superimposed the face of somebody over it. It was really fucked up.
Yeah. Who was it?
I can't remember, dude. Like somebody told me about it. They showed me the image, and I like immediately just shut it off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God. All right.
Close that shit out.
Keep going.
Are or should be subservient to whites, and things should be.
Everything Dankula says, even if Vaush said the exact same thing a minute earlier. So less than 2 minutes in, and this is already a shit show. Here are some examples of bad faith engagement just from the first 6 minutes of this conversation.
Yeah, cool. Well, hey, listen, believe it or not, I don't like the fact that there are white supremacists in the world. I doubt you do either.
Now, think about this for a second. Wouldn't a white supremacist want more white supremacists in the world? This is an admission that Dankula is not a white supremacist, but Vaush continues to argue that Dankula is a white supremacist for the next 2 hours anyway.
So instead, what I think would be more interesting is if I proceed under the assumption of good faith.
This is a Vaush classic, a false claim of good faith while being incredibly bad faith. We'll be saying this over and over again. Take note when Vaush claims to be doing a good thing, because he's probably about to do the opposite.
Yeah, I have to inductively reason it, but I think for the purposes of the discussion, it's better to walk through my thought process as I come to discover your content and the way that you talk and engage with stuff, rather than presumptively making the accusation and then like post hoc going over all the assumed evidence.
Did you catch that? Presumptively making the accusation and then post hoc going over all the assumed evidence.
Yeah. I know I was about to say it, but like the first thing is like when he says the thing about like I don't suppose you would for the like it's a little weak because it could be Vaush just being a snarky bitch because he's a bit of a snarky bitch, but like presumably making the accusation then post hoc going over all the assumed evidence. It's literally how this whole thing started, right? Vaush came out and like repeatedly called Count Dankula a white supremacist until Count Dankula finally responded, right? Vaush, you're a Nazi. Also, Vaush, I know you hate white supremacists. You seem like a good dude. Yeah, like, the thing is, like, Vaush was all over the place, right? He came in, like, super hot right at the start, disagreeing with Count Dankula when they basically agreed on the definition. And then over here, right, like, he's basically saying, like, what he did earlier, he doesn't want to do now, right? It's a little fucking shitty.
Is exactly what Vaush did and is currently doing. That's why this conversation happened. And this is what Vaush typically does when he accuses people of being fascists or Nazis.
You're going to say the term, it's just a joke. Do you know what a joke is, mate? Or I'm a fucking comedian about 80 times over the course of this discussion. We're not going to have any way of actually reasoning out anyone's positions, and it will end up being a complete waste of time. So we're going to see how that goes.
Are we going head first in and saying that it's just a joke, I'm a comedian, are completely invalid arguments?
No, I just want to see how many times you say them. They're totally valid arguments, and I have made them in the past.
Okay, then, so basically you're probably going to ask me a lot about jokes I've made and the actual arguments that explain these jokes. You're trying to preemptively discredit those arguments by going, oh, if I tell him this, he's probably going to say this when what I'm going to say is a valid argument.
The fact that you are preemptively defending the it's just a joke defense is very telling to the kind of conversation that we're about to have.
This exchange is unbelievable. Vaush poisons the well by saying Dankula will try and use the it's just a joke defense, then concedes that this defense is valid. Then he poisons the well again and attacks Dankula further for using a defense that he conceded is valid less than 20 seconds earlier. Also, let this be made as clear as possible. Vaush has allowed the it's just a joke defense, which means winning the debate is now impossible, as Vaush has no arguments outside of what could be reasonably explained as an edgy comedian making edgy jokes. It's also worth pointing out that when Vaush says the conversation will be a complete waste of time, he's trying to discredit a debate that he very likely knows he cannot win. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. And this is all in the first 6 minutes of the conversation, by the way. This much bullshit was crammed into 6 minutes. Later in the conversation, Vaush concedes that Dankula's YouTube videos didn't seem that bad. Vaush says that Dankula's not an anti-Semite. Vaush says that Dankula isn't malicious or nefarious. Dankula and Vaush agree on immigration. We learn that Dankula's anti-colonialism. They agree on censorship, Antifa, and Tanky.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it's been pointed out like multiple times, Count Dankula is a former fucking communist, right? Like, Count Dankula is still like I think he's got like a tattoo, like the communist star and everything. But like, he used to be like a hardcore fucking commie. It doesn't surprise me that he like to argue that he's like gone to like this full fucking right wing, super authoritarian Nazi. Like, I think it's kind of bullshit, right? Only because he seems to have like come to the right, but like not really. I mean, look at most of the statements that are being made here, right? They're on censorship, counter protesting, immigration, anti-colonialism, lockdowns. Daniel thinks racists must be kept out of organizations, right? Like, so if you have a group and someone who's like a known racist tries to join it, you should keep them out, right? They agree on Tanky, so communist. They agree on Antifa. So like, this is the thing, right? Vaush is agreeing with Count Ankle on everything. He says his videos were okay, the ones that he watched, right? He says he doesn't think that he hates the Jews. And he says, I don't actually think you do some of the things I criticize you for intentionally. So there is no malicious intent, right? And I'm pretty confident that Dankula's behavior isn't motivated by some underlying nefarious intent. So, like, again, right? Like he agrees with Count Dankula on everything. What is the point of this debate, right? Like, you just apologize for calling him white supremacist. That's all you have to fucking do. Instead, he spends 2 hours like walking around in a fucking circle with the guy.
And Dankula expresses without prompting that people have a responsibility to keep racists out of their communities. Let's see how this debate ends.
I have no idea why these people hate trans people so much. I mean, they suck the best dick. I'm telling you, man.
Thank you for turning a sincere advocacy into a joke.
Yeah,
it's true, though. It's true. My audience is agreeing with you, though.
Like, no other. Like, honestly, women treat your dick like it's a chore. Transsexual women treat your dick like it's their god.
Oh, man. But till this day, I don't think he does, right? I think it's popular on the left to call people Nazis, right? And I think for like Vaush will criticize people doing that, but it just depends on the person, right? So like when it comes to Count Dankula, everyone on the left fucking hates Count Dankula. So it's profitable for Vaush to call him a fucking Nazi, right? It just is. And like, the problem is, you know, if Vaush is an edgy comedian that accepts that it's just a joke is a valid argument and that you should be able to make these super edgy jokes that are super offensive to some people, then for him to like go after Count Dankula when he's making a fucking joke is really massively fucking hypocritical. And the reason why you would be doing it, right? Because it's not like hypocritical in the sense like, you know, some people are hypocritical unintentionally, right? In the sense that they don't know that they're being hypocrites. They're just doing an action that is very hypocritical. And it needs to be pointed out to them, right? In this situation, absolutely not. It's like right there staring at you, right? You have to be so fucking willfully obtuse to not see it, right? But like, Count Dankula is hilarious because I'm looking at all this shit, right? It's fucking great. It is. It seems like Count Dankula even won over Vaush's audience.
And let's just take a look at Vaush's chat. Yeah, that's about as well as this can go. Vaush actually concedes, although he does so in a very roundabout way so as to save face. But there isn't any mistake. This was an extremely bad faith conversation from Vaush, and he can't even plainly admit that he's wrong without making a bunch of statements to optically hedge his defeat.
Yeah, do I think it's possible there are subliminal biases that are influencing his decision making? Yeah, so he is a white supremacist, but he doesn't mean to be one. Does that affect everyone? Yes, everyone is a white supremacist, but they don't mean to be white supremacists. I never want to completely absolve a person from engaging in racial bias because I think that's something we all do to an extent. Okay. I think it was an infinitely more productive conversation than I originally expected to have. Yeah. You're also an infinitely more reasonable person than I initially expected you to be. but he's a Nazi.
Fucking stupid.
It's fucking amazing. Like he called this guy a white supremacist. He has nothing to back it up.
You're a white supremacist. I said so. Sorry, go ahead. Just don't listen to me though.
No. It's just it's so fucking dishonest. Like it's so inherently dishonest.
He learned a lesson about falsely accusing people of being white supremacists. Did he grow as a person? What was he concerned with at the end of the conversation? Let's see.
Oh God! All right. That was the most difficult fucking optical juggle I've ever done in my life.
This is almost certainly an admission that 1, Vaush is almost entirely concerned with optics, not the truth, and 2, he knows he was acting in bad faith. This is further cemented by the thumbnail. You'd think after admitting that Dankula isn't a white supremacist, he would be happy to absolve him, right? No. There's no ambiguity here. This is just horrendous. And as bad as this conversation was, the prime case Vaush is...
Okay, so like, I'm not going to go into the prime case thing. Again, like, if you're really interested in the Vaush stuff, watch this whole thing on your own at normal speed, right? It's really fascinating. But
get like popcorn or something. Seriously, like just chill out, like it's a movie.
Yeah. Now when it comes to like the Count Dankula thing, like Count Dankula thing was very big, right? But you can see just how fucking dishonest it was. He called someone a white supremacist, right? And then in debate had nothing to back it up and basically admits that he's an edgy comedian that makes edgy jokes about particular groups of people, and then is calling out another edgy comedian for making edgy jokes that are offensive to a particular group of people, right? Like,
did you see the part?
Yeah. What?
You see the part where he was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse and he gave complete and massive misinformation on that end, and he watched the video and it was like the opposite of what he said.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it wasn't just that. There was the that one guy that
George Floyd.
Not George Floyd.
The Chauvin guy.
Jacob Blake.
Oh, Jake Blake, him too, yeah.
Oh yeah, like
oh my god, yeah.
Well, the level of misinformation around Jacob Blake is insane, right? Because they've argued that he didn't have a weapon. And like he was the reason why the cops got called. He showed up there to break up a fight. He was trying to just take care of his kids. All kinds of shit, right? But like, okay, so the reality of the Jacob Blake situation is this guy has been accused of sexually assaulting a woman over the course of years, and that there was a restraining order out against him and a felony warrant for his arrest, right? He has not been convicted of the crime. I just want to make it clear about how this whole thing starts off, right? So then Jacob Blake shows up at this woman's house, right? According to her, assaults her in her own bed, and then gets her children into a car that she has ownership of. It's a rental car. It's a rental car in her name. So he's basically stealing her rental car and her kids when the police show up. Jacob Blake, who admits to this, has a knife, right? The entire time has this knife. That's the best part, right? Gets into a physical fight with officers, and his response to why he had the knife, and this is his explanation for having the knife, right? When he was told to drop it. I had the knife, but I had it for my protection, and I was going to my car, and I was going to put it in the car, and once I put it in the car, then I was going to surrender to the police officers, right?
Totally, because he wrestled them to the car, by the way.
Yeah. He wrestled one to the ground and tanked a taser and then pushed a cop away as he went to a car that had children in it that were in the custody of another person, and in a car that he did not own and was not allowed to drive, right?
Yep.
And they're like, I look at that, I'm like, dude, he had a fucking knife and he was getting into a car with kids, man. Right? Like, come on. There's already a felony warrant for his arrest. And he went to the house of the person that had accused him of assault. There was a restraining order against him, and he was in her bed. Dude, come on. Like, and it's like, even then, right? How are you gonna, like, look, if the cops, let's be honest, right? Let's not be like completely stupid. If the cops didn't shoot him and he got into the car and just drove off with children,
yeah,
come on, you'd be criticizing the cops for that immediately. Let's be honest, you absolutely fucking would. Do I care that this man's a paraplegic? No, I fucking don't. I'm just not a paraplegic. He uses fucking arms. Do I care? Let me make this a little bit clearer. Do I care that the twice accused rapist who, alleged, did show up at the home of one of the accusers who had a restraining order against him, and somehow was in her house and had keys to a car that did not belong to him but belonged to her, and had her kids in the car, and also apparently had just done the assault again on her, right? Do I care that this man's dick don't work anymore? No, I don't. I think it's hilarious. I think it's comeuppance.
Him and H3, dog. Fuck yeah.
Right?
It's crazy. Yeah. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? Uh-oh. You all right?
No, I'm just opening up a beer.
Oh, that's funny. I started drinking one too. That's what's up.
Ah, nice. What do you got?
Dos Equis.
Nice. All I had was Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard's cool. I like Angry Orchard.
That's tasty as shit.
Mike's is good too. Seagull is good too.
Okay, so format. So I think this is about the Sam Harris thing. Let me see here. Yeah, so basically, what this is Vaush like slams Harris over this idea of systemic racism. I don't really want to play it because it's a very long part. Essentially, Sam Harris believes in systemic racism. And he does this like long ass video or stream talking about it and everything. Vaush plays like 6 minutes, rips the guy apart over like, I don't know like how long, but like I think the stream was an hour maybe, but Vaush only played like 6 minutes of this guy's video and then ripped on him for the rest of it, right? So it seems like really uncharitable because you don't, I'm not saying you can't watch the entire thing, right? But if you're gonna do like some hardcore fucking criticism, or you're gonna make some serious accusations about somebody, because he really did towards Sam Harris, you think that you could put a little bit more effort into watching the content, like at least like a third of it, because that would give you a really good vibe of what's going on. But like, I don't know, man, like, or watch it first and then choose the clips to play later, right? At least that. Because apparently he just like rips Sam Harris apart for things that Sam Harris agrees on. He just didn't actually watch the video prior to calling Sam Harris a bunch of different things. Equivocation. So let's see.
Nice things about her later, but this exchange was a perfect example of equivocation. First, Fifth says that arbitrary means a system without rational justification. Then in her next tweet says that arbitrary can mean anything you like because meaning is subjective. These are mutually exclusive, so which is it? If she's allowed to establish both meanings, she can switch between the definitions of arbitrary based on whatever best suits her needs at the time. This is the essence of equivocation.
Immersion's better.
To be as good faith as possible, let's find the single video on Vaush's channel which would be least likely to contain misinformation. Vaush claims the most expertise in criminal justice, specifically corrections and supervision, and there is a video about precisely this topic where Vaush claims expertise and where Vaush claims to have nailed the video in the description. This video is a response to a PragerU video titled, "Why Are So Many Americans in Prison?" If any video on Vaush's channel is going to be trustworthy, it should be this one.
This was put forward under the pretense of academic legitimacy. If you put all of this forward out of ignorance, I also think that's malicious. Actually, ooh, I did my baccalaureate thesis, months of research and dozens of pages of writing on the potential economic benefits of prison vocational programs.
Let it first be known that I'm not defending PragerU or whoever this clown is. The premise of this video is disgusting, and nearly all of its contents are misleading. However, I only count 3 outright falsehoods in this video from the PragerU clown, and I also count 3 outright falsehoods from Vaush. The first falsehood Vaush presents is a condemnation of violent and serious offenders, either that it would be necessarily bad or ineffective to provide rehabilitative services for these people, or that letting them out early would be necessarily bad, presumably because they would be more likely to reoffend. None of this is true. Violent and sexual offenses actually have some of the most effective rehabilitation methods, and these offenders have some of the lowest rates of recidivism when compared to other kinds of criminals. Furthermore, violent and sexual offenders get the worst treatment when going through parole and being assigned terms of supervision, so they could easily be the group that is most in need of help, given the premise that our justice system is too punitive and not focused enough on rehabilitation. Every component of Vaush's claim runs contrary to the facts here.
There's a reason why conservatives, like that kid, and the people who give him his money, are so interested in maintaining the status quo. And the reason for that is because felons can't vote.
The second falsehood Vaush presents is that felons can vote. Again, this is not true. In the vast majority of the country, felons can either vote upon completion of their sentence, or everyone outside of prison can vote. In the stripy states, some felons are permanently disenfranchised, but only in 2 states, Kentucky and Virginia, are all felons permanently disenfranchised. In some cases...
Yeah, actually, you know what? That whole thing about felons no longer being able to vote, losing the right to vote entirely. It seems like it's a state issue, not a federal one. But the thing is, like, I've seen people do these arguments where they'll say something in a system is completely wrong, right? And it's running this way, when reality there's like 5% maybe that's running like that, and maybe we fix that 5% and not, demolish everything else around it. I don't know, but like if it's a state issue, then you'd have to put like some sort of federal law into place to make that not an issue, or someone would have to sue, go to Supreme Court. I don't really know, man. Like, but it doesn't seem like this is a major problem. And so, yeah, it seems like massive amounts of misinformation. If you're telling people that the reason conservatives want to keep people in prison so that so they'll be felons, and if they're felons, they won't be able to vote. I'm like, bro, like nobody, like I don't know anyone on the right that believes that. Like I really don't. Maybe there's some like complete fucking insane person that really does. That's like, maybe the person that Vaush accuses conservatives of being actually does exist, and that person's a fucking asshole too. But like, holy shit, I've always complained about like the issues with our justice system, which includes our prison systems, right? It's just a problem, but nobody really wants to deal with the problem.
So felons may need to go through a process to have their voting rights restored, but it is still a blatant falsehood to say that felons can't vote, even in the region that Vaush is talking about.
Keeping felons from voting is a deliberate effort to keep black and brown people from contributing their votes.
Then Vaush goes off the deep end and claims...
Okay, so first off, he points out that, the reason why they're doing it is because then felons can't vote, right? And then he ties it to, well, the majority of these felons are people of color. Ergo, the reason why conservatives don't want people to don't want to let people out of prisons is because they just don't want black and brown people to vote because they're racist.
I don't see the problem.
Fuck off, Aura. You don't see the problem. That's like insanely conspiratorial.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard crazy shit like that before where, they're not trying to be racist. They're trying to stand up for the race that they're defending, but they say something fucking inherently crazily racist. Like fucking, most of the fucking felons are all, yeah, that's real good.
Oh, no, Vaush has done that himself. Like the time that he said the reason why so many black people are committing more crimes is because, they live in, because they're poor and the buildings they live in have asbestos, and basically like there's a lot of them that are brain damaged from asbestos poisoning, and that's why and I was like, what am I fucking listening to? This sounds insanely fucking racist.
Brain damage is stupid.
The prison population has so many black people is because they're brain damaged. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. I don't think he realized that's what he was fucking saying, though, right? Like, I think he's just like, it came out of his fucking mouth, and he didn't really think too hard about it.
Why don't people watch their streams back? You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, oh my God, that was pretty fucking horrible.
I hate to hear myself talk.
Yeah, but how else are you supposed to improve? Like,
I listen to what people say to me in my Discord server.
No, you don't, dog. Fucking.
I was in there today, and I settled things, and we're all good now.
I threatened everybody if they keep fighting, I'm deleting that server, right?
What? Why?
I threatened the deletion of that server. We don't need no problems.
I went in there, and I settled things.
Good. I'll let you handle. If anyone asks me, I'll just direct them to you. Then it's like,
yeah, you do that. You do that. Yeah. I'll set it straight immediately.
Bullshit. You'll have that server deleted in a week when it has to be all on your fucking shoulders, dog.
I will settle it immediately through the work of fear and intimidation.
Fuck yeah.
And bribery. And bribery. Fear, intimidation, and bribery.
Yeah, dog, that's what's up. Goodness gracious.
There you go. Fish D says I handled it perfectly.
Yeah. Well, it's Pokemon fucking Brilliant Diamond. Oh, wow. All right.
Wait, what are you looking at? You said Pokemon. What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm just on the Switch on the store.
Oh my gosh. It's on the store? You can buy it right now?
I think it's, hold on. Let me see. That's the thing. I think it's just an advert. Keep talking about politics, douchebag. Like, what are you doing?
Felons can't vote because the state hates black people. Yikers. First of all, it's difficult to ascribe any motivation to an institution, as institutions are made up of an incredible number of different people and policies, etc. And this is particularly true for the US correction system, where most prisoners are in state prisons and jails, and each state has their own, sometimes wildly different standards for handling corrections and supervision. To ascribe motivation to the system as a whole is stupid on its face, but then to say the motivation is racism is just blatantly wrong. Now that Vaush knows about the vast restoration of voting rights, do you think he would admit that the state loves black people? I doubt it. That's 3 blatant falsehoods in the video on Vaush's channel, where he should have the greatest degree of expertise, and in which he claims to have done a great job. Most of his other claims are at least partially wrong as well, but I'm more concerned with claims that he absolutely wouldn't make with a genuine expertise in criminal justice. So, let's look at a few more.
Our prison population is higher both per capita and in total numbers than any other fucking country on earth. How? Well, the real answer how is because of private prisons and because lobbying from those private prisons to increase both the number of crimes and the sentencing length of those crimes because they profit from it. It's to make people money. That's the actual reason why, by the way. It's not just because we hate black people. It's because we hate black people and we want to make a lot of fucking money off their suffering.
Here, Vaush claims that mass incarceration resulted from lobbying from private prisons. No. Private prisons do not drive correctional policy. Private prisons account for less than 9% of prisoners, and an incredibly small amount of money is spent by private prisons on lobbying. In 2020, only $4 million was spent in an $80 billion industry. That is 1/200%. And if you go back a few years to 2014, the amount spent is under $500,000. This is particularly relevant because mass incarceration resulted from policy changes that happened in the 70s and 90s, long before private prisons had even the meager influence they carry today. Private prisons didn't cause mass incarceration. They leech off of it. This is a conspiracy theory that you can only peddle if you knew nothing about the substantive facts of the matter.
Almost like they created a problem that they knew would disproportionately affect like black communities, and then introduced mass incarceration, which they could conveniently extract slave labor from.
Then Vaush claims that the state has an incentive to lock people up for slave labor. The idea that prisoners are a profitable labor force for the state is demonstrably untrue, as the cost of incarceration dwarfs the labor value of an inmate. The state has no incentive to lock people up for slave labor, but you don't need to take my word for it because Vaush admits this in another video. Next, let's look at some other criminal justice misinformation, this time about the police. And oh boy, where do we even begin? Vaush.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising. Like, the dude is inherently fucking dishonest. But again, if he has that worldview that power is the only truth, then it sort of fits, right? Like, why bother being honest? It's so much easier to just be a little deceptive to get people over to your side, right? I mean, yeah, or like, you know, the other way is, and you see this a lot, right? Someone already has a view of things and they work themselves backwards from that point of view. Right? So they're grabbing onto anything that already supports the thing that they believe. It's the worst way of being, right?
Yeah.
Yes, all communists are bastards. Thank you. Uh-oh, not transformative. Gonna get struck. What do you mean? This is transformative. Okay, so the police thing is interesting. I think this is where he brings up Jacob Blake.
Has a huge problem with spreading misinformation about the police. Let's begin with a few entire videos that are factually incorrect. First up is a video about Aaron Danielson and Michael Reinl. Reinl stalked Danielson and shot him in the back. The video of this was available on social media within hours of the events, and Reinl was identified by authorities, but Portland police didn't apprehend Reinl. This led Trump to send in the US Marshals, which resulted in Reinl's death under circumstances which are disputed. Vaush begins the video claiming that his handling of the situation was incredibly responsible.
What I wanted to do was say, this was an extrajudicial killing, this was a lynching, this was a hit put out by the government because he killed a member of Patriot Prayer, a far-right group, and the government backs the far right. But I didn't want to be hyperbolic. The reason for that is because I'm not a fucking dumbass. I try to be responsible for the most part, and I waited.
So again, this should be a video where Vaush is at his best. Criminal justice is his area of expertise, and he was apparently extra careful to be sure he was delivering this information responsibly. Unfortunately, nearly every single detail of this video is wrong. First of all, Vaush states or implies 5 times that Reinl was acting in self-defense and shooting Danielson. This is a blatant lie. Reinl stalked Danielson and shot him in the...
So, like, I don't know if you remember this story, Aura, because I think we talked about it a while back, right? Yeah. There was this, I think it was Patriot Prayer. They went to Portland, Oregon, right? So you have these right-wing protesters go to Portland where Antifa is basically headquartered. And a little joke, and because it's very decentralized, but there's a huge amount of them in Portland. Portland's a weird area. But they showed up, they did their protest. Antifa showed up, they did their counter shit. I think there was a few little, skirmishes, but I don't think it ever escalated to outright violence or people fighting. I can't remember the event very well myself. I think the police had everything kind of like cordoned off to prevent the fighting. But when the protest ended, one of the Patriot Prayer people, I believe, who lived in Portland, he was walking home. This Rhino guy had seen him earlier in the day because they found the the camera footage, and they had seen that he had been following him. So he followed this guy until he was out of the public eye, and then shoots him in the head.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the thing is, then Rhino turns around when he gets arrested and claims that it was self-defense, that this guy was like attacking people of color, right? Like it's really sickening with these motherfuckers, because they really do use minorities as fucking props, and they use minorities as fucking excuses for their fucking really disgusting deeds, right? It's really like, dude. So this Rhino guy does all this shit, right? Then the police are sent to go arrest Rhino, and at this point they think Rhino's armed. He's violent. They then fucking, I think it's Vice, right, does an article where they interview Rhino, and Rhino gets to tell his side about how dangerous this unarmed guy was that was walking home and had his back turned, and how he was going to attack people of color, and how he shot him to save people. And then fucking Vaush goes on and calls it a public execution because Trump made a statement, we're going to go in there, we're going to get him. Right? Trump does the fucking big boy fucking talk. I don't fucking care, dude. The guy is a fucking, guy hunted somebody down, killed him. And then, the thing is, Antifa celebrated the fucking killing, dude. Right? Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
In the back. This isn't misleading his audience about a small detail. This is perhaps the most important piece of information in the entire video, and Vaush lies about it 5 times.
Yeah, okay, so where are we? Do you remember the Patriot Prayer member who died in Portland after he fucked around and subsequently found out, right? The dude went there, he protested, and apparently he lived there. All he was doing, he was walking down the fucking street. He didn't start anything with anybody. I'm not of the opinion, look, man, if it's a riot, it's different, right? But if you're seriously peacefully protesting and you're not being violent, and you're not breaking anything, and you're not attacking people, then I think it's really disgusting that someone would attack you, right? We should all be fucking adults. Holy shit. This shit was just straight up execution. Even if you legally exercise self-defense, right? So Vaush is the guy, right? Okay, so I want you to understand. Vaush argued that Rittenhouse, right, had no reasonable fear for his own safety as a 17-year-old being chased down by a grown adult, right, who's throwing things at him and has stated that he wants to fucking kill him, right? But he's arguing that this dude in Portland who hunted somebody and executed him, that was self-defense, right? Somebody who literally did go looking and hunted somebody else down, that was self-defense. Now, if you defend yourself against, we're now at a point where if you defend yourself at a protest in a way which leads to the death of somebody who is threatening your life, you might have to legitimately consider fleeing the country, right? The dude, this is so fucking dishonest, right? Now, if you defend yourself against some piece of shit trying to kill you, some Proud Boy trying to shoot you, you get him first. People who exercise self-defense and protest, it's amazing, right? Because he argues the exact fucking opposite in the Rittenhouse situation.
Yeah.
In that one, Rittenhouse is a fucking murdering piece of shit. It's fucking hilarious, right? The thing is, if you pushed him on it now, he would argue that, well, he got it wrong. Or maybe he would just argue that no. He did murder somebody that he hunted down in self-defense.
Yeah.
Despite his earlier claims about being responsible, remember what happens when Vaush claims to be doing a good thing. The rest of the video contains so many falsehoods I don't even have time to mention all of them. Misrepresenting the legal
misrepresenting the legal authority and the role of the police. Misrepresenting the legal concept of innocence.
Authority and role of police. Misrepresenting the legal concept of innocence.
Okay, hold on. Let me read all of it.
This is a blatant lie. Reinl stalked Danielson and shot him in the back. This isn't misleading his audience about a small detail. This is perhaps the most important piece of information in the entire video, and Vaush lies about it 5 times, despite his earlier claims about being responsible. Remember what happens when Vaush claims to be doing a good thing. The rest of the video contains so many falsehoods I don't even have time to mention all of them.
The legal authority and the role of the police. Vaush claims the only job of the police is to bring criminals to stand trial. Wrong. They're also tasked with keeping the peace, protecting lives, and exercising judgment about escalating force. The implication is that anything the police do aside from delivering a person to the court is wrong. How convenient. I mean, like, the thing is with Vaush, right? I think he has some sort of degree in criminal justice, I think. But like when he went with Actual Justice Warrior, he tried to flex his degree on that guy. And Actual Justice Warrior also has a degree in that field, right? It was fucking bad. Like, he flexes his degree, but he seems like legitimately stupid on the subject, right? Because like if you're going to argue the police are only there to bring criminals to stand trial, that is wrong. That's literally not the only role of cops. Ellen Generous Aliens, thank you for the super chat, Steve. DeLive. How you doing, buddy? Miss you.
Wait. Editing your clips.
Yay.
Them. Misrepresenting the legal authority and role of police. Misrepresenting the legal concept of innocence.
Vaush claims people are innocent until they are proven guilty. Wrong and hilariously stupid. Someone is innocent in the eyes of the court until proven guilty. Someone's not innocent if the police shoot them to stop a mass murder and they never make it to court. It's incredible. I need to point that out. Yeah. Look, dude. Oh my gosh. If you're shot in the process of murdering people, right? Like you're literally shot in the process of committing a crime. It's not like that's Jesus Christ, right? I really do believe in the process of like court and everything and going to trial and handling it properly, right? But if you're in the situation where someone's like, bro, if like let's say there's a dude who's literally got his hands around the neck of a child, right? And the cops show up and he's threatening to snap their neck, right?
Homer Simpson.
Well, yeah, fucking Homer Simpson, but real life. And the cops got their guns out, right? Yeah. Do we really need to have this guy stand trial for child abuse at this point?
Yeah, I should leave. I'm high as fuck, and I ain't getting munchies, and I will see you later.
I'll talk to you later, buddy. I'm probably going to end up here soon in a little bit.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Misrepresenting the existence of retributive justice under the law. Misrepresenting the details of the shooting of Reinhold. Misrepresenting Trump's statements about Reinhold. Consistently framed.
All right, so existence of retributive justice. Vaush claims retributive justice plays no part in the U.S. legal system when it absolutely does. There's no details of the shooting of Reinhold. Vaush claims Vaush does his usual thing where he downplays or lies about every detail that contradicts his narrative. The case of Reinhold's possession of a gun, the findings of shell casing Reinhold's car, contradicting witness reports, etc. Yeah, so like when Reinhold got killed, right? One thing that happened was the activists all claimed because Trump set out a hit squad to get him, and that he was just sitting in his truck peacefully, eating candy, and the police showed up and they fucking shot him, and they had a witness and everything. But in the actual investigation, there are witness reports that completely contradicted that. The guy did have a gun in the car with him, and there were shell casings in the car. So the guy shot at the cops when they showed up because he knew that they were after him, and they shot back and killed him. Zero the Harry, he forgot to hit Crow good night. That's why it's gay. What? Is everyone high but me? Yes, that is the case right now, buddy. Sorry. Okay.
Framing the killing of Reinhold as a hit put out by Trump, etc. Almost every individual statement in this video is either misinformation, gross hyperbole, or blatant fear-mongering.
At points like this, when he says stuff like that, I don't know if he expects his audience to know that he's lying. I genuinely don't know. When people watch that, do they think he actually fact-checked it, or do they think he's making a joke? I genuinely do not know.
Then we can look at Vaush's video in the wake of the shooting of Jacob Blake. The video begins with a blatant falsehood. Vaush claims Shapiro is invoking the he was no angel argument, but Shapiro isn't. He's discussing why police were there in the first place.
It doesn't matter if Jacob Blake had just finished raping millions of people. Impressive, if nothing else. It doesn't matter.
Then Vaush spreads misinformation about Blake being unarmed, continuing to misrepresent the role of police and the legal concept of innocence, and misrepresenting other basic facts about the case. This is a video about Blake and Shapiro's response to the shooting of Blake, and Vaush totally misrepresents both of them. It's also worth pointing out that Vaush has another video about Blake, released right after the footage went public, and it is way worse. Then we can look at Vaush's video about the 2019 Miramar shootout. Vaush claimed police cars are bulletproof when they aren't, repeatedly claimed that all victims were shot by police when this still isn't known today, and Vaush additionally claimed that the UPS refused to compensate the victim who was kidnapped and murdered, despite showing evidence that UPS did compensate the family of the victim 3 different times during the video. And these are just the direct falsehoods, not to mention downplaying the seriousness of the original incident by insisting that no one was killed in the jewelry store when someone was shot, and spending most of the video running defense for the people who robbed the store, shot an employee, and kidnapped Frank Ordonez as an excuse to place all of the blame on police. What about insisting the umbrella guy was an undercover?
That's pretty fucked up. That is pretty fucked up. That is really fucked up. That's a lot of shit to get wrong. Now, here's the thing, right? I feel like if you're going to talk about a story, and I mean, not all the time, right? Because I'm sure there's sometimes where just like it completely goes by you. But if you cover a story and you make a lot of accusations about somebody, and later it turns out that you're wrong, you should correct yourself, right? I'm not expecting you to like be up to date on everything, but like when you jump in hot as fuck and you make these fucking like super hot takes and you rile up your audience, then the truth comes out and you're like, whatever. There's more shit going on. Yeah, at least like fucking say something. Jesus, it's not that hard. I don't know. Like I get like maybe like a couple times you just forget about it. Like I can understand that, but it seems to be like a common occurrence.
Cop when he wasn't.
This guy. So we've got a person here who is essentially unidentifiable, at least by appearance, by way of the full black garb and the gas mask and everything.
Okay, so this was like, we talk about like conspiracy theories, right? At the start of the BLM riots, right? Before they became riots, when there were still protests, somebody went to this like Wendy's that was later like burned down, and they were dressed up like this. They busted down a bunch of windows, and the left accused this cop of being this person here. I believe the guy got doxxed and everything, right? Now, the problem is there's literally not enough to go off of. Like, you can't see, like, all you can see are the eyes, which I admit look similar based on this photo, but holy shit, right? I'm not even sure that these are, like, these actually, now I'm looking at more, I don't even think they are similar. But like, this is the type of shit that the left was spreading around. So I'm sure Vaush saw that and he just went ahead and like went along with the fucking narrative, right? Rile them up, get them fucking going.
Everything else. Here's the thing that I know for a fact is happening. Undercover cops. There is nothing on earth that can tell me that motherfucker in the black getup with the umbrella smashing those AutoZone windows at the beginning of the protest wasn't a fucking cop.
Or spreading misinformation about Amy Klobuchar and Derek Chauvin.
Amy Klobuchar was one of the people who declined to bring charges against the officers who killed George Floyd.
Or spreading misinformation about Kyle Rittenhouse.
The second shooting, he was literally laying on his ass, firing shots at people 20 feet away who weren't even moving towards him.
Or spreading misinformation.
The second shooting, he was literally laying on his ass, firing shots at people 20 feet away who weren't even moving towards him.
Or spreading misinformation.
Yeah. He consistently misrepresents the Rittenhouse story, and like it's a little weird, right? Because, well, I mean, it's not weird. He doesn't argue in good faith. He's a very bad faith person, but he is dishonest about things. Like he will just like flat out lie about a situation. If you call him out on it, he'll acknowledge it, but they'll go on to keep lying. Right? It's a little fucking bullshit. Or he'll just claim that he's still right, even though the facts are against him.
About the Twitter cop planting evidence.
Why did I retweet this? I'm such a fucking idiot, dude. I trusted the fucking headline again.
Are you getting the picture? And keep in mind, this is only misinformation about his greatest area of expertise. If you aren't capable of covering breaking news without spreading misinformation, then don't cover breaking news.
I'm not a news outlet. I don't do breaking news, you know. I'm not a journalist. I don't really have the training or the contacts necessary to update, get live information and verify it on the scene and then update. And I generally don't want to propagate misinformation. Speaking of which,
If you aren't capable of talking about the police without spreading misinformation, then don't talk about the police. Is this really so complicated? Also, you may be wondering why Vaush is so consistently wrong about the police.
The police don't want to protect American citizens. The police don't want to uphold the law. If they wanted to do either of those things, they wouldn't be behaving the way they're behaving now. What police want is limitless power. That is what the police want. That is the only thing they want. The police as an institution want to be able to drive into the low-income districts of whatever city they happen to squat in, like an occupying force, and just murder people. I hate the police as an institution.
God damn, man, that's dark. That's fucking dark. I heard some people say some dark shit. I think the cake. Well, good on you. Holy shit. I was a little surprised by that one. That came in hot. Holy fuck. All right.
I despise it.
And we haven't even gotten to the other misinformation yet, which will now float by on screen. I have 15.
This person's a fascist. Yeah. He calls me fascist all the time. Okay, right. So I remember watching this when it happened. What percentage of Republican base is fascist in your opinion? Vaush, how many of them voted for Trump? And this is like literally timestamped and everything, right? 5 minutes. Holy shit. I'm going to impugn your intelligence if you do this to me again. At no point have I said this person is a fascist. I've talked about the outcomes of their behavior, right? Bush literally stole the 2000 election. He got away with stealing the election. Yeah, like he says a lot of shit.
15 pages of notes purely on Vaush's falsehoods. And keep in mind, these are only the verifiable falsehoods. I'm not including gross hyperbole or implying false information or telling half-truths, etc. How do I even cover all of this? Also keep in mind, I didn't watch all of his videos. Only about 80 of the over 1,000 videos on his main channel. I didn't troll through Vaush's Twitter or his second channel or the various clip channels or his streams, etc. It's not an exaggeration to say that his content is riddled with falsehoods and that nothing he says should ever be trusted without Googling it first. I could spend the next hour going through all of this, but instead, let's see what Vaush thinks about the ethics of lying.
Okay, I said that. I personally said that we're comfortable accepting a level of intellectual dishonesty. Okay. Sometimes, if intellectual honesty is the cost of a successful improvement of the state of humanity, then sometimes that just has to be made. I'm very flexible, I guess, with means or methods. As long as it leads people in a good direction, I think it's generally pretty defensible.
People just report things that are just actually not true. That's my issue.
Sure, like they do that. But
Vaush has been defending lying for political gain for almost 10 years, and it shows in his behavior. As we'll learn later on, this is also fully justified by his personal philosophy. Now, you don't need to take my word for it. You can check the script and my sources to verify all of this for yourself. So just beware that you can never take anything Vaush says at face value.
At this point, when we're in a position where so many people are so willing to lie so flagrantly, if they say one thing, if they make a single argument that I could disprove with a single Google search, then what does that say about the rest of the information they have for you? In all likelihood, it means that everything they're saying is horseshit. They're just cobbling together as many stories as they can, and that disproving one of them is enough to dispel the credibility of the rest of the arguments. There is not a good base of conservatives in this country. These people are no different from the Ku Klux Klan. They are no different from the fucking white nationalists who ran terror campaigns in the South back during the 1920s, 30s, 40s. They are absolutely no different.
Yeah. I agree, Ty. I agree. This entire thing is just how he dehumanizes people, right? Over here, he goes through the statistics and everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the link. Well, because I went through the other topics for a lot longer than I thought. But like, if you want to see like a surgical takedown of Vaush, watch through that video, because he goes like point by point dismantling his arguments and showing that, you know, it's not just that he's dishonest, he's intentionally dishonest, and he doesn't do anything to correct his behavior. He just like doubles down and gets worse and worse. And it seems very malicious. Anyways, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to bed now. Good night.